Hey, we should be live.
Got
Okay,
it.
we're live, right? Yep. Okay, cool. I'll be right with you guys. I just got a real estate agent texting me here.
We should be live.
Okay, we're live, right? Yep.
There we go.
So Dave, what's your plan for the day?
You're looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I tend to lay low on the weekends.
between you and I, Dave, I try to lie low every day.
Well, yeah, I do too, but it doesn't necessarily
Fantastic.
work out.
Ed Hassick is first.
Hey, is
Good morning, Ed. Good morning. Followed shortly thereafter by Russell Glarum and
Hey.
Corey Mono. The regulars are here. The only one we're missing is AZ.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, guys, I had to text the agent. Wants to meet about doing those other I got 2 4x8s for him to do. So that's 5 4x8s I got to do, Paul.
Wow.
And he wants to sign up in Union sometime after 1 tomorrow. I think he said, was it after 1 tomorrow? But I'm driving the school bus, so it'll have to be after 4 o'clock. But he wants to sign down at 6 Turnberry too. So I can take that one down and put it right back up in Union. So, okay. Yeah, it's going to get busy. That's why I want to finish hanging all the drywall today, because I'm going to be crazy busy. Hey, Corey, good morning. Edward, Russell, all right. And Captain Joe's there already this morning. All right.
Joe, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's another Sunday.
Yipper.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Justin.
Up, Edward, Russell, Corey, and Joe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here already this morning. All right.
And Joe America's here.
Oh, I gotta go get a warm coffee. This one's cold.
Oh, I saw you popped into the stream last night right when we ended, Paul.
Yeah.
Into the chat, but I'd already got rid of the chat and came back.
Oh, that's all right. I
couldn't answer you.
was able to put it in there, so I thought I would.
I fell asleep yesterday evening, and when I woke up, I think it was about, I don't know what time it was, 10 o'clock or something, and everybody was gone.
Yeah, we we in the morning sometimes it tends to be just kind of a short show because
Well, it depends on how busy it is too, because
Yeah.
there's some mornings we've had like 20 people come in
Yeah.
on the panel.
there has been.
The other day we went to almost 11:30.
Yep,
Was that last week? I think.
last week.
Yeah, it was like almost. Actually, it was closer to 12. I remember.
So what's new in your neighborhood there, Justin?
I had a damn thing.
Bill was funny yesterday. He was on a roll about the damn streetlights, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like streetlights. He really has a hatred for them.
Bill. Oh, Uncle Bill.
Fuck,
Yeah.
it's cold outside. Jesus.
Oh,
Evidently, there's some lady in the neighborhood that's circulating a petition, because they don't have any streetlights in their subdivision.
Yeah, Bill said they got like 25% of the people in there to sign it.
Yeah,
And it's cold outside right now.
Well, they were saying that I was watching a show last night. They said it was going to get down into the 30s or something during the night down in Florida. But
Yeah, it feels like it's probably in the 50s right now. Jeez. I haven't been outside since I woke up, so this is the first time I've been outside.
St. Augustine, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 43.
Yeah, so that means it's about 53 here, 54, I would say.
And the wind
Somewhere.
gusting 18 mile an hour.
I'm wondering what time they open the teeny bar. Because am I wrong? Looks like the gate, they got a gate across here.
I'd
The
assume they open probably
entryway.
around 8 if they do breakfast.
See the gates? Oh, no, that's just a stand. That's the stand that goes down there. Nobody in the seat. Well, yeah, there's a couple up there eating. There's another guy sitting there eating. So. Yeah, I don't mind this camera angle because it shows down the sidewalk, but when they start do that auto pan stuff out into the bay, I don't go here to watch the bay. I come here to watch people, you know?
What, they got 2 cams there or what?
Yeah, one here and then this identical post back down here has a camera on it too. 2 different people have the cameras.
Oh,
This camera is Johnny Technology.
yeah.
I wonder if somebody illegally strapped one onto like the power pole on the side of the street. right
Yeah,
there.
but they'd have to hydro.
You'd have to power it somehow.
And
Yeah,
plus, it got to be on Wi-Fi. Yeah, it was quite windy there yesterday, eh, Paul? Holy crap, man.
Yeah,
I was down there and outside there a couple times here. Holy mackerel, that wind was terrible.
Yeah, it's windy here too. Looks like about 10-mile-an-hour gusts.
Oh, talking to somebody. Yeah.
Bo's barking at Tyson. I'm on the back porch.
Hmm.
What's funny is Tyson chases him.
I'll be right back, gang.
Yeah.
Doctor gloves.
I got to find some gloves for Kevin. He's working out in this cold out in his car.
Oh,
Oh, that's like the worst time to be doing mechanical work.
yeah, no kidding.
Hurts so much worse when you bust a knuckle. Especially if it's super cold, man. You're sitting there be shaking, trying to get a damn wrench on the damn nut.
They got a couple sheets up there last night. I've only got about 4 more sheets to do. But let's see here, where's yeah, and I got one more sheet right here, but the problem is this sheet just sitting there basically. I got a couple screws holding it right now, but I ran out of screws, so I get 10 o'clock this morning. I got to run to the hardware store. I got to get some more screws. I ran out. Got one piece here to do, and then on the other wall, I've got about three pieces there left to do. So that's four sheets of drywall, and I'll have it all drywalled. So I'm getting there.
When I was in the hardware store, I was walking by the screw section. I was looking, man, those little boxes of screws are expensive.
Last one I bought was 1,000 screws, was $30.
Yeah. About 18, 19 here.
Oh, you must have got your new truck, did you, Justin? See, Edward says, how do you like your new truck?
Yeah, I got it. But unfortunately, when I got it, the battery was dead in it.
Oh, holy
Because
gee,
they were sitting in a lot with a bunch of other ones.
oh,
And they've been sitting there for a couple months and the battery was dead, but so what I did was I just had the tow truck come pick it up and take it to the dealer so I could put a new battery in it and everything.
oh,
And just give it a once over, so
yeah.
make sure nothing's wrong with it. And then I'll pick it up either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll just drive my other truck till then. Cause I'm gonna pretty much have a spare sitting in my yard, so.
Yeah.
Until somebody decides what they wanna do with it, cause I haven't heard anything from anybody about coming and getting it, so.
Hey, good morning, TJ and Wayne B is coming into the house. Good morning, guys. Night train. Yep.
What's up, Wayne B? What's up, Mike? I mean, the real thing wrong with it was super dirty, cause whoever had it before didn't take care of it at all.
Oh, yeah, it's
Frickin' inside was trashed and it came from Texas and Texas has this like red dirt
yeah.
they're like famous for, and it was just covered in red dirt. So I started cleaning the inside. I got most of the inside clean. I just gotta vacuum it out now.
Yeah.
And I gotta get some carpet cleaner and
Yeah.
scrub the headliner and everything off. Get it all nice and clean. I just don't like having a dirty work truck.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a good thing. Like, but you don't want to do that. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that just don't take care of their trucks. They just they just trash them. You'll find all kinds of trash under the seats and everything. I try to clean mine once a week. I'll get it vacuumed out and just wipe it down, and we get a car wash every 2 weeks from the company, the gas station, so I usually run it through the car wash every couple weeks.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees here right now. It's not much warmer than frickin' down or up there.
Yeah. Well, it is wintertime, but spring is around the corner.
And St. Augustine was only like 47, so it ain't much colder. Usually we're about a 10-degree difference, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I am back. Yeah, Kevin, he's got the air intake off of his Cadillac. And one of the parts, he couldn't get it to engage and disengage, and he took it apart, and so now he thinks he's got it, so he's got to put all that, got to put the air intake back on and everything else, and I don't get half that stuff because I'm not a mechanic, you know? I know there's some younger people might know what the hell is going on, but I just, you know, I know what a nut and I know what a bolt is and I know what a ratchet is.
A lot of these newer cars are just getting more complicated too.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some stuff like I said, there's some stuff on these cars, like you can't even take them to a shop. You have to take them to the dealer.
well, he used to work in a garage and so he pretty much works on his own stuff. He'll take like the calipers off and do his own brake jobs and, you know, do all kinds of stuff. And it's like, okay, you know. I
Like-
don't understand it, don't know what you're doing, but as long as you know what you're doing, good to go.
Like my my old work truck, you know, if like there's certain things that Tire Kingdom wouldn't touch on it. Like if there was any transmission issues, you'd have to go to the dealer because it's what you call a sealed transmission system.
Yeah,
I don't really know what that means, but apparently they can't work on that. It has to be the dealer.
well,
only.
on his car, which I've never heard of before, he had to take the head gasket off simply because, not the head gasket, but you know, over top and then it's got all the ports go down the side of it. His starter is mounted inside there. Instead of, you know how we're used to having a starter on the side of the motor down low. He had to take the top of the engine apart to get to the starter.
Yeah, there's some cars like that where they just I mean, there's sometimes there's parts on an engine you can physically see it and touch it, but then you have to take like 4 things off to get it in order to get
Yeah.
the bolts.
Yeah,
Get to the bolts
well, I
to get it
think
up.
that there's some engineers, I've often said this, I've said this for years. There's some engineers that gets them all excited if they can screw with the public somehow. It's like, why the hell do we have a filler on both sides of the car, on one side of the car or the other side of the car?
Are you talking about gas pump?
Yeah, gas
yeah.
filler.
That's
You know,
that's why
if it's that big a deal, put it behind the license plate on the rear of every car.
well, see, I like cars that have it on the driver's side because generally the driver's the one stopping to get gas and
Right.
get out and pump.
Yep,
And like
I
my
agree.
my old work truck, it was on the driver's side. Now it's on the passenger side on my new one, and I fucking hate it.
I agree.
Because too, I have to read the odometer every time I get gas, and it's easy when I can pop open the driver's side door and just look at the, look at the speedometer real quick or the gauges real quick and get the odometer reading. And now I would have to crawl across the seat in order to get it. And sometimes I'll forget, like I'll read the numbers in my head and then I'll get over to the gas pump and I'll be like, shit, was that right? Because I want to make sure I put the right number in. Because if you continuously put the wrong odometer reading in, then they're gonna think you're stealing gas.
There he is out there working on his car.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, David?
He had to stop the other day, Friday, because that particular little part like this, he showed it to me, is only available at the dealer. So none of the parts stores had it.
Well, that's like, remember I told you I took my trainee's truck over to Tire King to see if they could replace the little hydraulic lifts on the back hatch. Because that's like, what, a 5-minute fix, you know what I'm saying? You just pop
Right.
out the 2 connectors and put the new ones on. But no, they could only get those, only the dealer could order those. So you couldn't get them, there was no way for Tire Kingdom to order them from anybody.
Gotta be cold out there.
What's up, JDS?
It's a little bit breezy and it says it's 20 degrees, so it must be like about 10 degrees out there, feels like.
Yeah, it looks like a Jeep Compass over there in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
SUV. That's what mine looks like, but it's a white one. Kind of similar to that one.
Hey, JDS is in the house.
you mean this one here or this one here?
The front one looks like my new truck. The back one, I know that, I don't think that's a Jeep, but that kind of has the same body style as my old one. My old
It
one has
was
that boxy look.
about a year ago or so, probably 8 months ago. The wifey lost control of the Jeep and hit the corner of the house, and they just got to get done having repaired.
Yeah, see, my old Jeep kind of had that boxy style of that one there.
Yeah,
My new one has the more, you know, circular type body or rounded body, like the one in the front.
boy, I love these damn cameras.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, I saw that there was a news flash. Somebody stole a a typical style Jeep, one of the newer ones, the 4-door typical boxy Jeep.
Yep.
From a school parking lot, and then took off at high speed and crashed into a school bus with 17 students on board.
Oh, lovely.
Nobody was injured, I guess, severely. And the 2 guys that stole the Jeep tried to run away, and the neighbors all caught them
Yeah.
and
You know
held
what?
them to the police.
I was actually watching a news story, and up there where Hodges is at, they're actually having a bad problem with 2022 Dodge Rams getting stolen.
Oh, yeah, like there's so many a day being stolen right now.
But for some reason, that particular model of truck, it has been really wanted by criminals, and they've been stealing them like crazy.
Yeah.
And there was like 20 or 30 of them stolen over the course of like 8 months or something.
Yeah. Hey, Jay Venice, JDS said to say hi.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
And
Well,
just
you hear the
relaxing.
latest political news there, Paul?
What's that?
Trudeau's talking about, apparently not Trudeau, but they heard down through the grapevine, people that are close to Parliament, that Trudeau's got a pro-rogue Parliament. He's in so much trouble with all these bills he's trying to put through, like the gun bill and the internet bill and all that kind. He's got a pro-rogue Parliament, because if they do, that'll reset all the freaking bills are all gone. There's only way he can do now to get out of trouble. The pro-rogue Parliament.
Oh, that's where you live at, Wayne, where they're having problems with that.
Well, he's trying. Well, the gun laws are stupid, but he's trying to control what we see on the internet, right?
Oh
And-
yeah, well he wants to be like a South American dictatorship.
Yep. But see, he's in so
And
much
the governor
trouble.
of California is just about like him.
The problem is that there's so many, over 100 amendments or something. They're on the table for like changing things and stuff like that. It's such a mess they can't get out of it. So they're talking about pro-rogue Parliament. So all those bills that are up in Parliament right now, it'll wipe them all out. They have to start from scratch again. Now there is a way he can bring him back, but they don't think he can because he's just so much trouble over it. He's just getting so much flack. It's making him look bad, right?
Right.
Yeah, see, Mike, I don't know if you can do that much with the newer cars, but you remember back in the day, you could install your own secret little kill switch. And
You
could
know, the
flip
sad,
it,
the
and
sad part of it is exactly what you're saying, Justin. I'm old enough when you used to lift the hood of the car, all you saw was the engine and some fan belts and air filters, you know?
yeah,
Now you lift the hood on a vehicle, it's like, where the hell do you go? The electronics alone.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember back back in the day, people used to install like little secret kill switches in their trucks.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
And if you didn't know where that switch was at, you weren't getting that damn thing started.
right.
And if you were able, I don't know if if you're able to do that much with the newer cars because they're so electronic, but I mean, that's one good way of preventing your car from being stolen. Because if they can't figure it out in the first minute or two, they're gonna just leave it and go because they don't have time to sit there. And well, unfortunately, Edward, it's getting to the point now where, if you don't have these specialized tools from the dealer and shit, you can't even work on some of these cars anymore. Like
Oh,
even these big chains like Tire Kingdom, like I said, they're almost hemmed into there's about 30% of shit on the vehicles that they can't do because it requires specialized stuff from the dealer to do it. Eventually, these dealers are gonna shut all these garages down where they're gonna be doing nothing but tires and oil changes. That's it. Because there's nothing else for them to be able to do because they're making everything proprietary.
They're gonna have, everything is gonna be in a component and they just plug it in, unplug it, plug it in, unplug it.
Well, the problem is, like I said, the dealer's making everything proprietary. And it's getting worse every year. Like my uncle's been a mechanic for years and years. And they actually have been keeping track and they're losing about 10 to 15% more business every fiscal year. That's since they've been tracking it at the chain of garages he works at, California. They've actually been monitoring it and they're noticing less and less every time these newer vehicles come out. People are bringing less and less of them in to a point where they said they may have to shut down in a few years because they won't have any other choice.
yeah, they're just making it too difficult for anybody. Back years ago when I was younger, 20 years old, me and another guy, we could R&R an engine in 4 hours.
Yeah,
We could pull an engine out and put another one in 4 hours. Now, 4 hours, you couldn't even get the top off the engine now.
just keeping track of all the different screws they have in under the hood
Oh.
is unbelievable.
JDS. Nobody wants your car. Pretty bad when nobody will even steal your car. It means
Yeah,
something-
even if you leave the keys in it, leave it running for them.
yeah,
yeah.
something's wrong with that car if nobody wants it. Yeah, exactly. Edward, 100% true. It's not that I mean, most of you older guys have been working on cars for years. You guys understand the concept of the engine and how it works and everything, but you start putting all those computer components and everything, adding that in there, that's when it can get
Well,
very
he had
complex.
he had to replace the starter in that Cadillac. And he got the old one out and he brought it over to show me, Paul.
Yeah.
It's starter's about this big, right? And he went like this and it made noises like it was a shaker in a bar, with ice.
Yeah. What was it? Some of the new vehicles, the pickup trucks and stuff, the starter is actually inside the transmission or something. And You can't just go, a couple bolts and wires and drop the
Yep.
starter, put a new one on. It's actually, you gotta separate the engine and transmission. to
That's
get
the
it.
way his is. It's underneath the air intake. And it's bolted in there and
What's up, JD? JD said, there it is, the Ennis snore. It's been a while. Did you see what Captain Joe said?
Oh, yeah.
A few years ago, my boys and I replaced the manifold in my Lincoln. We had finished and had 3 bolts left. Still ran like a charm. Not like extra parts left over. Ugh.
like I say, I just can't go under the hood and understand anything about what's going on.
Not nowadays. We put one guy on top of the engine, the other one underneath the engine, and have it out, have a new one in 4 hours. It was just the old 283, 327. Oh, it was so simple.
Gonna get a report. Here we go.
Well, and like I said too, with these newer cars, the way these engineers design them, they'll put a part, you'll see the part, you
All
can
right.
grab onto it. But in order to get to the fucking bolts to get it off, you gotta take 5 other things off.
Yeah, just to get at it.
Yeah. And it takes twice as long as it should.
Well, my vehicle needs a new thermostat. I took it to a guy that does my oil changes. He's a mechanic. He goes, nope, I ain't touching that one. A thermostat, like 2 bolts. But it's got so much that you got to take the throttle body off in order to get at it. He said, I ain't getting into that stuff. So,
Well, like I said, the days of your backyard mechanic and your mom and pop garages is coming to an end. In about, I would say, another 5 to 10 years, you're probably not gonna see them anymore.
I agree with Ed. Back in the 60s and 70s, working on a muscle car or your car was enjoyable.
yeah.
Now it's just so flippin' confusing.
And that's the thing too, is like, even the mechanic industry has changed, right? Because really, you really, as a backyard mechanic or a small mom and pop mechanic, there was never really any good like benefits, retirement, anything like that.
Right.
Where now everybody's working for these big dealerships, they get benefits, retirement. So even in that sense, the industry has changed some. But like I said, you're gonna see a lot of these backyard mechanics and stuff disappear here in the next 5, 10 years. There are gonna be very, very few of them. And if there are any left, they're gonna be working on old shit. Like really old cars, like in
And
the
and
60s,
paying through the
70s,
nose
80s.
for parts. It used to be, I remember, if you needed a part, you'd always check with the local junkyard or whatever, Nowadays, with all the high-tech cars, you can't just swap things out like a water pump just isn't a water pump. It might have some kind of sensors on it.
And the thing is, you can hook it up, but the problem is you got to program that sensor, right?
Yeah,
you can't.
Exactly.
So,
Well, that's why I say any mechanics that are left in 10 years are just gonna be ones working on old classic cars. From a specific year and back, it's gonna be like probably mid 2000s and back. And that'll be it. They won't touch anything new. Cause you'll still have a need for those guys, you know what I'm saying? Cause there's still a lot of car guys out there that own older cars. Not every
Yeah.
car guy works
Yeah.
on their own stuff, So there's always gonna be a need for those type of mechanics, but
Well, you know what I'm amazed at? You live in Florida, which is golf cart city. I'm amazed that somebody hasn't made, Justin and Paul, a transmission that bolts onto the electric motor that might be an electric switch type of thing. And you could shift gears and get it, instead of doing 15, doing 30, 40, 45 miles an hour, you know?
Well, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people down here. You're seeing them going from freaking golf carts to where they're just driving Polarises and crap now.
Yeah,
Like, they've just gone to the gas powered Polaris off-road type golf, like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because a lot of those, I think, some of the Polarises and stuff here, you can register for the road.
Well, up here in Michigan, you can register a golf cart for use on the road. In other words, you can get it plates and everything else. Because when I had golf carts, but I had a captain in the police department at the sheriff department tell me, do not register your golf cart because then you have to go by highway rules. In other words, like if you go to a big park and you want to drive your golf cart across the park, you can't do it because it's illegal to take a road vehicle into certain areas. You can't go down a sidewalk with a car. You can't, all kinds of things. And he says, no, just forget about that.
Hmm.
Edward says, yeah, blew the transmission in his sister's 68 Charger, so I had to get another one from the junkyard and switch it out myself on the street using 2x4s and bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember doing stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Back when we were younger, Paul used to try and figure out how to do it. You did it.
Oh, yeah, just get out and do it.
Now, instead of doing that, you call a wrecker.
Yeah. Well, we got a place here. What the heck do they call it? U-Pole or something? But they got all kinds of the good low mileage engines. You can just buy if you want to put it in yourself. But geez, I don't know. I'd be almost scared to do it.
It's like transmissions. That's a whole skill in itself right there, rebuilding those things.
Oh, geez, yeah.
There was a guy I watched on YouTube for a while, and he would show you the complete teardown.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus, there's so many fucking parts in those things. And you gotta, have to understand how to pull it out and then put it all back together. I'm like, oh my God. But I've also noticed over the years, getting transmissions rebuilt sometimes can be more
Yeah.
expensive than getting an engine rebuilt.
Yeah, Ed knows what it takes to switch out a transmission on an older vehicle. He did it all by himself and just, leveraged this and leveraged that. And nowadays, they've got those small little jacks that you can pump them up, and I've got one out in my garage.
Yeah.
Oh, they have jacks especially for transmissions.
Yeah, they got transmission jacks. Yeah. They're not that expensive either, really.
Yeah, it's got a big old gigantic plate on it. It goes right up under the transmission and supports it while you lower it. My dad's garage had a bunch of them back in the day. Cause that's what my uncle was, fucking JD. There was my dad's garage. My uncle was one of only two guys that did the rebuilds on the transmission. That was definitely a skill in its own. Sure. That's just like, you ever worked on a door on a car where you had to take the door panel off and like replace one of the little motors inside the doors and shit? That is a pain in the ass.
Let's see, do I still have it here?
My grandpa was like the expert at that one at my dad's garage. That was all he would do. That was one of the things he specialized in, is he knew how to do all that stuff.
Well, a year ago or so, probably a little
Yeah.
longer than that. You know how the
Yes.
doors start to sag, the pins in the doors?
Uh-huh.
I went and ordered the replacement pin. I've got it around here somewhere. But then I went and looked at it, and you got to grind this off and cut that off. And then you got to get somebody to help you to hold the door up, and you got to put the new pin.
Yeah, it's because a lot of those are actually universal ones, so sometimes you have to modify them to get them to work.
Yep.
Just like they have universal Lamborghini door hinges you can buy and put on any car. If you really want Lambo doors on your car.
Oh, so you can flip them up?
Yeah, you can buy universal hinges that will work on damn near any car, but you gotta know what you're doing. And sometimes you gotta modify them to work on your particular vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, back in the day when I used to go to the street races, like every other Honda had them on there.
No kidding.
They were like super popular back in like the early mid 2000s. Everybody was putting them damn things on their cars.
Well, my neighbor across the street, well, he doesn't, his parents' house, his parents have been dead now for 10 years. He still owns the house. He's got the electric and the gas and the water and everything turned off, and who knows what's living in there. But in the garage back there, he's got a 1985 DeLorean with 18,000 miles on it.
Oh, that was the year I was born. Nice.
And it's just sitting in there.
Well,
And he's got blankets thrown over it.
have you ever seen that DeLorean warehouse that guy owns?
Yeah, down Texas, is it?
He bought every single DeLorean part from the original factories
Yeah,
that they had, and he has them stored and categorized, and he sells them to people that are DeLorean like fans that
Yeah.
are building or restoring old ones. But he has like 1,000 doors for the DeLorean, like 1,000 hoods. Like he has like tons and tons of parts in this warehouse. That's all he does is he wheels and deals DeLorean parts. Because there's still a big fan base out there for that car.
oh yeah. Well, ever since Back to the Future,
Right, that's what popularized that car. It wasn't the fact that it was made. It was that movie alone was the big popularity boost of that vehicle.
Yep.
Because people like to buy them and actually restore them and make them look like the actual car in the movie. There's quite a few people out there that have those. And there's a car in GTA that they actually was inspired by the DeLorean. They call it the Deluxo. And it actually flies and the wheels fold up like the DeLorean did in the movie. Just like if anybody's into Volkswagens, there's a guy out in Newberry Springs, California, out by I-40. He's about 5 miles out, like on the outskirts of Newberry, heading towards Arizona off of I-40, and he's got about 1,000 Volkswagen Bugs and vans out there, and that's all he does is wheel and deal on Volkswagen parts. He's got thousands of them out there. It's a huge Volkswagen like graveyard. He's got engines, all the body parts you would ever need. That was like the Volkswagen Bug motors. If I'm not mistaken, those were only held on by, I think, 4 bolts.
Yeah.
And it'd take like
Hey.
30 minutes to swap out a motor.
Yeah. Hey, Dustin just get in. All right, guys.
What's up, Dustin? Like those cars were super simplistic to work on, those old Volkswagen Bugs.
Oh, the old 283 through 27s, that only had 2 motor mounts. The other was a transmission where it bolted on. That was it.
Yeah, wasn't it like 4 main bolts that held the motor on and that was it?
No, 2, 1 on each side.
Oh, okay.
2 on each side. Then, well, if you took out the engine and transmission, then there were 2 bolts back on the transmission mount, but it would just slide right out, right?
Yeah, you could put a new motor in like a half hour.
Well, like I said, me and another guy used to R&R an engine, have it running in 4 hours. You go up and blow an engine, have another one there, just pull it out, drop another one in, get it hooked up, and away you go. Well, Christ, all it was a throttle linkage and a wire that went to the coil, and then the wires to the starter motor. That was it. There was nothing else. Well, fuel line, sorry, but that was it. There was nothing to it, really. Yeah. Yeah, Dustin, I can remember sitting on the engine working on them. Yeah.
Yeah, now, and there's also cars now, in order to get the motor out, you have to drop it out from underneath the car instead of.
Oh,
having-
yeah. You got to drop the wheels, transmission, the
Yeah.
whole everything just down one piece.
You gotta lift the car up on like some
Well,
kind
there,
of lift or
you know,
something.
you can buy lifts for your house. Big
Oh, yeah.
lifts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I suppose if you worked on cars, you'd put it in the backyard or whatever, but you just drive the car up down there and it lifts it up in the air and
Well, when we were changing motors, I can remember over there when I was on the area, Bonnie's dad, he drove a brick truck for a concrete company, and he'd go and get it on a Saturday or Sunday. And it has that one arm bandit.
yep.
He'd come over there and we'd have the chain hooked up. He'd pick it up, take it out, grab the other one, take it around, and put it right back in for us. He'd go get the concrete truck.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
You know, they just never had to go get a lift or anything for the motor or nothing. Like, oh no, I just go get concrete truck, the black truck, because they had the one arm bandit on it.
I know a guy that's got a great big garage in his backyard. He works on cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got several lifts in there.
Well, you know how they used to do it back in when I lived in Southern California in the desert. A lot of these guys would just dig their own pits. They
Oh,
would
yeah,
dig it out.
Down the
and then-
center, like the oil changes have now.
Right, what they would do is in their backyard, they would just dig a pit out and then they would wall it in with some wood and whatever they needed to, or might form a cement wall around it and then they could just literally walk right under the car and work on it.
Yep.
It's actually a cheap way of making to where you could get up under a car.
Right.
These guys come out there with the backhoe, dig it out in like 2 minutes and then just form some concrete walls around it, put a concrete slab at the bottom.
And if you
Little set of stairs.
put a steel lip around the top of it, you could get those metal grates and put across there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of backyard mechanics when I was growing up that would do that in their backyards. They would just dig their own pits out and build them.
Yeah, you're right there, Dustin.
For a couple $100, you could have a pit and just drive the car right over it and work on it.
But I would still think you'd need some kind of a lifting in order to, like, let's say you're going to take a transmission out or whatever, you know, to try and struggle to get it out from underneath the car.
Well, you can get a transmission lift, just rolls underneath and just jack it up, take transmission, undo it, lower it down, pull it out from underneath the car, but you gotta have the car up a little bit, you know.
Well, and besides that, most of the pits, either they have a slope down or a step down or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the old
Get
pits,
into a
yeah.
pit, you couldn't, it'd have to some way to get that
Oh.
transmission up out of there.
Lay down. Lay down.
Cherry picker.
You wanna go outside? Let's go back outside. Come on, let's go. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, One Vision. The millennials don't have a clue what a cherry picker is. They don't have a clue about any of that stuff. If it's not electronic and they can't use it in their hands, they're not doing it.
Oh, Angie, what's up? Been a minute since I seen you.
Hey, Angela, long time.
Hey, Angie,
Oh, you know what's funny, Edward, is when we were over there at the, over at the state college and we had that in-ground leak like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Um, I was with my trainee and one of the techs, Romero from FPU. And this like 19, 20-year-old kid comes walking up to us and he was very feminine. And he said, "Is there any way you guys can help me? I don't know how to change my tire." I was like, "Oh Jesus." So I walked and he was like, "I've been trying to get the lug nuts loose and I can't get it loose. It's too tight." I walked over there and the other guy was my trainee, got up under the car, started putting the jack under there, getting it ready to jack up while I was loosening the lug nuts. I grabbed the four-way he had, put it on there, and I literally just barely put any pressure and I twisted all 5 of them off.
On it.
Yeah, and then he jacked it up. I just pulled him off, pulled the tire on, and then stuck the spare on there, tightened it down. We had it done in like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Like it took us.
JDS, JD. Yeah, I gotta go to the hardware store shortly. I ran out of screws. I've only got 4 sheets of drywall left to put up, so want to get them up today because I'm back to work driving school bus, and I got 5 4x8 signs I got to do this week, and got regular signs. I got 2 so far, I think. Yeah, give me a busy week.
Yeah, that's true, JD. That's what I was thinking of when he said cherry pickers, but I know what he's talking about.
Hey, good morning, AZ. Yeah.
It's like a what the hell they call it? A bucket truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. All 3 of us, after we were done changing the tire, we walked back over to our trucks. We were all laughing. We were like, "Oh my God."
What'd the guy say?
No, he thanked us for doing it, but you could just tell
What kind of car was it, Justin?
it was oh shit, what was it? It was a little small SUV. It was a newer one.
Okay.
I can't remember offhand exactly what it was.
Do you suppose it was his or was it mommy and daddy's?
Well, since he was saying he couldn't afford to get a new tire, I'm assuming he was either, I don't know, it's probably his. He just couldn't afford it.
Well, you know, the average young person today doesn't realize there are some places that have used tires. You know, if you're in need of a spare or just want to get a tire to get by for a while, they actually have various used tires available.
Any auto wrecker's got them.
Yeah.
Oh, there's actually 2 places here in my town that's all they do is just use tires. They don't sell.
Oh,
any
we
new
got
ones.
them.
AZ.
But granted,
Oh, you came in 45 minutes ago. Sorry there, Dave.
but this place doesn't balance them or anything like either one of these places. You just go in there, they grab your tire out, they put the new one on, the used one on, and they stick it back on your car, and there you, all it's really for is just to get you by for, a week or so. Yeah, that's true, JD, because you don't know what you're getting. I mean,
Yeah, Joe America said he used to make his kids come out and help work on cars.
Oh, no, one's back in already.
I actually like going to Discount Tire, man. They are so freaking quick here. Because that's all they do is just tires, and they have like 6 or 7 dudes working in the bays.
Good morning, Sarah.
They can completely replace
Was Sarah in
all
there?
4 tires on a car
Yep.
in a matter of 10, 15 minutes.
She says, good morning to everybody except JDS.
There you go. Still giving JDS a hard time.
Yeah, and Angela, we do miss you, my dear. Don't ever think we're not thinking about you.
Actually, we were just talking about her about a
Yeah,
week
we,
ago or so.
everybody's asking, everybody, I've had people ask before, whatever happened to Angela? Where's Angela? Well, how's she doing? And I said, well, I still think she and her mom are, I don't think they moved back north. I think they're still down around Texas area. But not sure.
Yeah, JD, I mean, the best thing to look at, um, a used tire like that is just to get you by for about a week. You definitely wanna go get a new one as soon as possible. Yeah, I did. I love Discount Tire, David, to hear they're fucking quick, dude. When I went in like about 4 years ago or so, I went in and got a whole new set of rims and tires for my car, all brand new. And they literally had the new rims, the sensor, they redid all the sensors on all the tires and put the tires on, and they had it all done, mounted, balanced, everything in probably 15 minutes. Had my car in and out that fast.
Yeah,
Because
they're,
literally each guy jumped on our tire and was like, zoo, zoo, zoo. And they had 3 or 4 machines in there and all 4 of them jumped on it and all 4 of them took the tires off all at the same time. They had them back on it. And I swear it took them maybe 10 minutes. And that's the thing is Discount Tire, when I worked for Walmart as a manager and I had that 10% discount, my going to Discount Tire was actually cheaper than what I would get at Walmart with my 10% discount.
Bell Tire's a lot like that here too. You know, and some of the bigger stores like Discount and Bell Tire says, well, we'll match any deal, you know?
Right.
And it's one thing it's nice about dealing with a good size company like that is everything is in the database. So in other words, like let's say you bought a battery there 9 months ago, 10 months ago, and it goes bad, and you maybe don't know where the receipt is or whatever. You just go in there. Oh yeah, we see you bought it here and there. No charge, warranty. You know.
Well, and I paid an extra $10 on the road hazard per tire that I had on the car when I got all 4 of them replaced not too long ago. And when one of them blew out, that covered me and I only had to pay an additional $20 to get a brand new tire.
Yeah.
So altogether with what I paid for the coverage and the tire, it was only 30 bucks.
Yeah.
But if I had to buy that tire straight out, I'd have paid like $120, $130. So it was worth the extra $10 on the tires. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to scrounge together $30, but it's a lot more difficult if you have to scrounge together, $120,
Right.
$140. And costs you, it could be a lot more stressful on your,
Well, Paul, I'm gonna take off. I gotta go to the hardware store. Opens at 10 o'clock. So
Okay, Paul.
I want to try to get these sheets up today before I'm gonna be busy.
Before you head back to school. Yep, I get it.
So, anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys tonight sometime. So,
We'll see you later.
yep.
All right.
See you guys. Bye.
But yeah, the thing of it is I agree with you, Justin, and with a lot of the people in the chat, is that we're not doing young people a favor by just doing it all for them and not explaining how things work and how what the different things that you can do on your own and just understand. It's like I don't think it's like JD was in there talking about plugs and tires. I don't think if you were to go to a millennial, a younger one, plugs and tires, what plug in a tire? What are you talking about?
I got a whole plug set in my toolbox
Yeah.
for doing plugs.
And so they think that that's
Trust me, I
Yeah.
know how to use a plug set because when I rode dirt bikes, man, I had one in my little pouch on my the rear of my bike all the time because I used to put
right.
those in all the time. I had a little mini air can enough to fill the tire back up and a little plug kit. And there'd be times you'd be out in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, and you might get a flat, plug it real quick. Fill it back up and off you go. David, yeah, I actually bought, when I got that air compressor, JD, I went ahead and bought a little plug kit just to have around the house, just in case I needed it. Yeah, it definitely, gets you through some, for a while too.
Oh, it's a heat wave going here. It's up to 22 degrees.
Heat wave.
The city comes by here once a week and does garbage, trash. In the summertime, a certain time of year, what they do is they'll pick up yard waste too. You know, they have a separate truck that does that. And with all the ice storms and everything, I've got all kinds of like small limbs, 6 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot. And I got them laying out on by the curb, but I wish that they would start moving again, you know?
Tyson, you are a big baby, you know that? Need to go.
Oh, there you go. Joe America says that his 24-year-old police officer son is going to be helping him do some work on his car.
Well, I wouldn't really say it's the fact of kids these days don't wanna work on vehicles, it's just these dealers and these car companies are making these cars so complex these days. I mean, you almost need a younger person that understands computers to figure out anything anymore, because these things
Oh
are so
yeah, because you're gonna have to do an internet search. Yep.
Now you see, well, I'm saying now you walk into a dealership and the first thing you see a mechanic do is hooking up a fucking laptop to the car.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's. I mean, these cars are getting better at self-diagnosing themselves as the years go by.
Well, and
Right.
most all of your parts stores can go in and they can plug in and read any kind of errors or whatever in your vehicle,
Right.
and they can
Well,
reset it. You know, because a lot of cars that come up and say, you know, error this, error that, or whatever, and they can plug it in and read the error messages, the error codes, and then just hit reset, and they'll just reset them.
all I'm saying is some of the newer cars too. I mean, you don't even need a computer anymore. They will tell you right on the dash what the hell's broken. It'll say, "Oh, this is what's." They will give you the error code and tell you what it is right on the dash. And then you can take it to the dealer and say, "This is what's coming up." Granted, they'll always plug their computer in to double check, but
Right.
there are cars that will literally tell you what's wrong with it. It self-diagnoses itself and says, "This is what."
If I have one of those things you plug in and then you download it to your computer, I don't know
Those
where the
things,
hell it is.
those things are expensive though. Like the computers that you plug in,
Yeah.
those things now you have to do updates like every so often on them. And depending on like who you bought it from, if you bought it from Snap-on or whatever, they charge like a few $100s every time they do an update on one of those. And it's expensive. Those computers have gotten very expensive in the last few years.
Well, the
Also,
other thing too that I don't quite understand is catalytic converters. I understand that they supposedly clean the exhaust a little bit. But I've never seen the data is what's the difference between straight pipe and a catalytic converter as far as how much difference does it make?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Because I know on a lot of older cars, the catalytic converters get plugged up, and to buy a new one is pricey, and they just put a straight pipe in there. Hey, Bill. Uncle Bill's here.
What's up, Bill?
Morning. Oh, just got up. I mean, those, they don't have to be expensive. It depends what you want out of it. Just
Yeah,
listening to you. God, I got one of $60 that reads the codes,
right.
but there's other ones that do much more in depth. Much more information.
That's
Testing
what I was-
oxygen.
that's what I was
sensor
saying. My uncle's is the one he bought Snap on, and they do updates on them like every 6 months or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And he was telling me it was like $300-400 every time he had to get a freaking update done on it.
Right. I mean, if you just want a code reader, you can spend not a lot. It'll tell you why the light, then it's just telling you why the light came on. But there are times there's problems and it's beyond the system on your car to tell it what it is. And light's not even coming on and there's a problem, that's why you need something that's expensive to analyze all that. Or you just trade it in.
That's what most people do these days. They don't even fuck with the
Yeah.
cars. I'll get a new one.
Yeah. But I don't think he's doing that. What did Joe say? I can't see the chat anymore. I don't think he's doing anything complicated like that.
Let me see what he said.
Said brakes, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely right. I need to do the brakes, change the oil, and replace a couple of sensors on my Santa Fe. And his 24-year-old police officer son will be he's doing most of the work.
Well, sensors, it could be a lot of things. Could be oxygen sensors. They typically go.
You can tell
But
that
he
he's
probably,
proud
he
of his son.
probably read a code. Oxygen sensors will throw a code, so he knows which
Yeah.
ones to change.
Well, and that's the difference, Bill. Back when I was a kid, the only sensor was on there was a dipstick,
What's
There
the
was
what?
the only sensor on like a 65 Mustang was a dipstick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You manually check the oil level, or
It's
you
a dip-
manually check the transmission fluids.
Was a dipstick, and the only time it came out of the car is when you wasn't driving it.
Yep.
Dipstick it, never mind.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm funny, I know. Looking. Yeah, no, they didn't have wait, did they have oxygen sensors on? No, I guess not.
No, I think
Eh.
sensors started coming out in like the late 80s, right? Like
Well,
computers
there
and all
was
that.
other, I mean, I think they would, no, but did it even tell you if the oil was low? Oh, not sure.
Well, the institution of digital dashes and things is when pretty much the same time at different sensors. Because then you had a readout in the dash, it would say, hey, check this, check that.
There was oxygen sensors and
Yeah.
things like that long before that, though, Paul. You just have an idiot light go on in your, on.
Oh, yeah, yep. But it evolved just like everything else.
Yep. That's a good point, though. I wonder, even if there's that one that I have, I wonder if there's if it can update it. Never even looked. If I had to pay to update, it'd probably be cheaper just to buy a new one.
Yeah, well, yeah, usually that's exactly correct, because if you're gonna update it, you're still using the older tech sensor reader. And you get a new one probably for less than to update the old one,
Yeah, well, it's just a plug-in with a chip in it, you know.
Yep.
Haven't used it in a long time, because I started buying newer cars, or new cars, you know. Not even sure if I still have it. I might have lent it out to somebody and never got it back, which happens with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, cause you can go to places like AutoZone, like you were saying, and get like, you know, 40, 50, $60 one.
Yeah, I think I paid, I didn't get the cheapest one. I think I got one a little better. It's like $60. I don't know if that made it better or not. Made me feel better, I guess, because I spent an extra $10 or $15. This must be better. Wow, looks like rain today, huh? There's an excuse to stay inside and sleep all day.
Yeah, it's fucking cold out too. It's like 50 degrees here right now, or 52. It
You
was
have to have
40.
a couple cool days. It is winter. I make believe it's winter a little bit here and there. I was figuring, you know, I was thinking if I woke up and felt all right, I was gonna go for a ride on the bike. Maybe watch it finally. It's filthy. I'm sitting in the garage, getting all dusty.
There's on Amazon, the different kind of readers you can get.
You know,
Limited time deal, $20. There's one. With a screen for a readout.
now you see, mine's getting old because these are nicer looking than mine is. Mine's just my LED, my screen on it is just. It's not like that. It doesn't have little icons and stuff. They look pretty
Yeah.
cool.
The one my uncle has is like the freaking size of an iPad, and it's like, I don't know, he paid like 3 or 4
Well, yeah,
grand
no,
for a
it's
Snap-on for it.
his is there's a name for that. It does a lot more. I mean, it's gonna give. It'll actually give readouts of what the amperage is on each of your spark. You know what you can actually watch the spikes and the flows and the electrical system, and I mean, it just gets it way
Yeah.
in depth. You know, yeah, that's pretty neat looking.
Yeah, and you see the
Unless
price.
it's not real, unless it's not really on the screen. That's just a sticker they put on there.
But see the $39.98.
Yeah.
33% off.
Mm.
Yeah, and you can apply another 15% coupon to it.
Yeah.
Oh, so this does she mind? I just get a code and I got to look it up in a little booklet I got with it. So this actually puts the description too, huh?
Read the codes, erase the codes. Yep.
Well, that's what mine does, but I mean, mine only tells you the code. You know, it doesn't. This looks like it'll actually
Pretty
explain
smart. Yep.
explain the code. Yeah, it's just storage.
Look at this
Okay.
one. Looks like a handheld computer.
Storage and a better screen, you know.
Oh, see, that's like one that my uncle would have. It's about that. So it's a pretty good size one. It's like the size of an iPad.
Your uncle's probably looks like a tablet, more like almost a laptop. Yeah, obviously it's a garage level one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a
And those
dealer
things,
type.
those things can be $2,500, $3,000. It depends, you know. Like that's what the guy that owned the garage over here was telling me if you want. And he had to have a different one from Ford that he had from Chevy because they intentionally did that. Had separate systems or separate softwares for them. And
Lifetime free update on this one.
yeah,
You pick the model and you just go from there.
Yeah, but honestly, if you're buying something like that, you want to buy a brand that you know. I think.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is, Justin, is you buy it from Amazon, they pretty much stand behind it. But there's the size that it is. It is more like a tablet. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Still pretty cheap for what you're getting there,
Yep.
allegedly getting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you, well, I mean, that could be some like off-brand Chinese company. Who's to say they'd honor that lifetime update or even give you the proper stuff that you actually need?
And Amazon's only gonna back it up for what, 30 days?
90 at the most, depending on what it, what that falls under in
The
the categories.
Amazon return policy? I don't know. And something like that, I'll bet you they'll have a restock because there's a lot of a-holes out there. Not us, of course, that would buy it, analyze their car and then send it back.
Oh, for sure. That's what that guy at AutoZone thought I was doing with that air pump a couple months ago. I bought a air pump for my car,
Yeah.
walked into AutoZone, got it, and I was like, I just want to get a little plug-in one I can have in the car. I walked outside, started filling my tire up. I got about, and it got almost to the point where the tire was full, and then this fucker started smoking. And so I took it back in. The guy's like, "Oh, you just gotta fill up your tire and return it." I said, "Smell it, bro." I said, "It started smoking out there in the lot." And the other guy walked up, he smelled it, he goes, "Oh, yeah, something's burning in there." I said, "I wasn't using it." I said, "But I'm not buying another one if it failed that easy, just filling up one tire." Like they thought I was trying to use it just to fill my tire up. I was like, I could have drove down the street and went to the garage and had him do it for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have one of those in the car though. That reminds me, I don't have one. I don't have one any because they do burn up eventually. Those little pumps. They
Right,
can
and I
last.
didn't use it but one time. Didn't
Yeah,
even
no,
get the
I know.
tire
They usually
completely
last. They
full.
last usually a little longer than that. But I had one for the longest time, and it finally died. So I like to have one in the car. You never know.
But I just got put off because the guy was like, "Well, you can just go get it, exchange it." And I was like, I don't know, that just right there put a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, "No, I just want my money back. I don't want to exchange it
Did
for
they have a
another one."
better one?
They did, but it was all the same brand, so that just kind of I wasn't really
Right.
sure about it. So I just told him I wanted my money back. I was like, "No, I don't want to get another one."
Where'd you buy that one?
It was at AutoZone.
Okay, I'm
Their
not getting
store.
there. I'm not getting theirs then.
It was their store brand one. It was like called Green Slime or some shit like that. I can't remember the name of it, but it was their store brand version.
Green slime. I got a bottle of that somewhere in the garage.
Yeah, it was slime something though, but it's I think it's their store brand or it's just the company of the brand that they sell. But that was all they had on the shelf. They just had different levels of it. They had like a
Yeah, I wouldn't
really
use
nice
green
one.
slime in a vehicle if I could help it. But I use it for the rider when I had the rider mower tires go. That'll work. Stuff will block it up for a while, but the tires aren't going fast enough to shake like they do if you put it in a car tire.
Oh yeah, that shit works good on like lawnmowers, golf carts, little tiny
Yep.
small tires, even four-wheelers. We used to use it in the four-wheeler tires all the time.
Yeah. 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 And then Harbor Freight came to town I don't know how many years ago, and I get replacement tires a lot cheaper now. So but yeah, and you get them with the rims and all, you just put the whole thing on.
I love Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight is like crack for me. I can't walk in there and not buy something.
I know I was in there the other day, just me and my tech were because it was raining. So we went in there and he just kind of wanted to go and look window shop. So we were walking around looking at stuff.
I mean, it's limited. It's limited to handyman stuff, but it's like walking into Amazon. It's into a section of Amazon where the prices are cheap. The products are pretty much anything you could possibly need to fix your house or
And
your
they
car.
put
Your
and they
tools.
put all the cheap shit too at the register too. Like they I got a set of little bits, like driver bits.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
were like originally $20 and they had them marked down to $3
Yeah.
on a little clearance tag on them. I was like, oh shit, I grabbed them off the thing.
Yeah. I got, you know, and you know what, don't get me wrong. It's not like those, I buy that stuff too. They don't necessarily last all that long, but at that price, that's what they are. And I'm not buying them to make a living with them. You know, use them a few times. Fucker broke. Okay, who cares? Throw it in the trash. You know what I mean? Not like you spent $20 per bid or $10
Well, for
per bid.
household projects, their
Yep.
shit's fine.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yipper. Actually, I need some bits because I did break a bunch of them. I was trying to drill a metal door and I went through a couple.
I've even
I'm-
put some of Walmart's tools through its paces and they weren't really that bad for doing just around the house projects.
Well, Walmart's pretty much same level as uh, as Harbor Freight, and even the big box like Home Depot and Lowe's, they'll have cheaper stuff that's around the same level there. But they'll have their better stuff. I mean, Milwaukee bits are actually kind of decent. I know that's not top shelf or anything, but they're definitely better, you know, and they cost, you know. In fact,
Should I-
I had a box, a nice red box of Milwaukee bits, and I left them on the counter at work. Cause I leave the stuff in the car because I end up being half-assed handyman at work all the time. And somebody stole them, bastards, disappeared off the counter. So I gotta get myself a decent set.
Yeah, I got this right here. Let me show you. I just put a new cutting wheel on it yesterday. Oh shit, hold on. But I got this at Harbor Freight for $10. Little angle grinder.
Wow.
And they were offering a deal. You got that for $10 and then a pack of 10 wheels for another additional 5.
Yeah.
And I've used this thing like, I didn't think I'd use it very much, but I've used it a bunch of times and I've definitely got my $10 out of it for sure.
Well, it's a case, Justin, of when you need it, you have it.
I bought a big old impact from them. You know, impact wrench, electric, not air. They got good deals in their air stuff too. And again, same thing. They got different levels. They got cheap, probably last a while, and you throw it away. And then they got better stuff that actual last. And but I just wanted electric just for convenience. And you know, used it a few times, taking tires off, whatever. I use it to put trailer hitch on. You know, taking the old bolts off is a bitch. You know, so you need something like that. The bolts off, so the bumper bolts, you know, so that you can put a trailer hitch up on the, you know, behind the bumper. Anyway, because I put hitches, whatever I buy, I put a hitch on it. I don't know why. It's not like I use it much. Well, I do have the boat, so that is probably why. Then I got a trailer because I stopped buying pickup trucks. So bought myself a Harbor Freight 8-foot utility trailer to pull behind it, you know. But anyway, long story short, the cheaper one was disappointing. The bit part on it fell apart. Managed to put it back together, fix it, did it again, got rid of it, and then they have a higher level one, which is still cheap when you know, I forget what the price was, but it was maybe twice, you know, or close to it. It's Bauer is the name. And the Bauer tools are pretty damn good. This thing is badass. I mean, what I use it for now, since I'm not changing tires anymore, because I've started buying newer vehicles, like I said, and are doing that kind of work. Well, you know, and how many times are you going to put a trailer hitch on? You put it on once. What the hell was I just talking about?
There's a
I
driver
lost my
bits
train
I
of
got
thought.
for $3.
Yeah,
That's all
and that
set.
stuff's fine. But that Bauer one, oh, I use it to put new blades on my rider mower. Once that blade's on there for a long time, there's a bitch getting it off, and you put that thing on there, brrr, comes right off. Piece of cake.
Now I got a really nice 1/2-inch set of a ratchet with a full set of standard and metric uh sockets. I got them on the Black Friday deal. They were normally, I think, 40. I think I got them for, was it 28 or something like that?
Hmm.
They're I don't ever really need half inch, but I was like, I got all the other sides. Might as well get the big ones if I need them.
You know, they sell marine batteries there too for their,
Boats?
well, I mean, you can use them for boats because they're deep cycle, but you can.
Is it a name brand Marine?
No, it is, it's used for boat, they're used for boats.
Okay.
But what they sell them for, what do you call systems? Solar systems.
Okay.
Because solar systems, you tend to drain them down and charge them back up and drain them down and charge them. And normal car batteries won't last very long like that. You wreck them. So
got-
a deep cycle battery is made to be able to be, cycled like that. And that's what you want for a boat, because you're gonna, especially small boats, if you're using it for
Also in an RV,
for trolling motors,
house battery too, right?
trolling motors and stuff. Yeah, anything you're gonna drain down
Deep
without the
cycle.
motor running, right?
Yeah.
And they've got them there pretty cheap. Plus, they've got inverters there pretty cheap. So guys that fly and they spend $1 bazillion on those power packs.
That's nice,
You,
Justin.
you can get yourself a 35 amp battery and a 400 or 500 watt inverter. You set that up, that thing will go for a couple of days,
I got that on clearance at Walmart for $15.
$15.
It
Make
was
me
marked-
holla.
It was marked down from 25.
They actually have a portable battery pack there, by the way. Power pack, Harbor Freight. I don't think this is as great of a deal though. I have to take a look. I saw it. And I was like, well, that's not all that impressive.
I got that on the Black Friday deal at Harbor Freight.
You got everything right next to your desk there. Holy crap!
But
It's never been used.
no, I've used it. I blow out, like I'll lightly blow out the computer with it. I've used it to fill up the air and the tires outside the car a couple times. But I got it for $50 and I think the regular price was, I want to say 62 or 63 for it.
Well, those 2-gallon ones, that's what I used to pay for them at Lowe's is $50, but I'm sure they're more now. I haven't bought one of them in a long time. So I got
That's
I
a
think that-
3-gallon, 110 PSI.
3-gallon. Ooh. I don't have a big one. The one in the garage, I
Yeah,
think, is
see?
8-gallon.
I got my toolbox right there with everything
Oh, yeah.
all organized.
Are you in the garage?
No, I'm in my bedroom.
The fuck is that doing in your bedroom? Why is it in your garage?
Cause I like having it right here.
Oh, okay. That's it.
'Cause
How many shelves is that? That's a pretty big unit there.
Well, I've got this at Walmart for 100 and it was just this piece here
Yeah.
from right here.
Yeah.
And then I got this one on clearance at Walmart for like, I think it was like $30. And so what I did was I drilled holes through this and the lid on the original box.
Yeah.
And I just bolted this on there to add 2 more drawers and then I used the top up there. And then down here inside here is just like a bunch of extra, just like, an extra 10mm sockets, extra wrenches that I already have in my regular drawers that are just extras just in case I lose something.
Yeah. Without that toolbox on the top there, that's what I got. But it's Cobalt though. I buy a lot of Lowe's Cobalt stuff. I like Lowe's. Their power tools are okay. The Cobalt drills still holding up. And I actually do use those fairly often. I got the kit that comes with the little impact driver and the drill battery powered one.
Nah, it's
Think
just
about-
usually.
I'm sorry.
Usually when I'm doing little projects and stuff, I just like having it right here when I'm working on the desk and stuff. Just more convenient, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of room. I got where I work in the garage on that stuff. My wife bought me a Cobalt bench. I got a workbench from there. That's it. That's my area. That's all I get. The rest of the garage is full of her storage shelves. I get a little section for that and enough room to park the bike. That's it. Told myself someday when before I bought this house, I was gonna have a garage with a workbench, and I got it. That was my big goal. Now it's a mess. Here's a project. Clean that up, straighten that out. I'm not as neat as you are, so I couldn't be in the house.
Well, I don't have that many tools. Like I got everything, all the basic shit you would need, screwdrivers, you know. Down in the bottom where the drawer or the cabinet is at the very bottom, I have like, that's where my drill and my impact, all that stuff's down in there.
Yeah, probably got a big old door that you lift up and push in. On the
Well,
bottom, where you got the power tool.
It's just a double door.
Oh, that's even better than mine. Mine's got a thin metal door that you kind of lift out and up and it pushes in on the top.
Yeah, I just keep all the big stuff down there, like the grinder, the drill, the impact that I have. Well, my main thing was I used to have quite a bit of tools, but just over time, we've moved a couple of times and over time I lost shit and
Mhm.
shit didn't get put back and then shit got lost in moving and it got to the point where I didn't have a freaking basic screwdriver to tighten something up in the house and I was getting so frustrated that I was like, screw this. I bought the toolbox and then just over a couple months
You were
period-
like, screw this, huh?
Yeah. But what I did was I bought the toolbox and then over the course of like 2-3 months, I just slowly bought a set of screwdrivers here, set of bits here, and I just slowly filled it up until I had everything, but I'm super like organized with it. Like everything has to go back when I'm done with it because I was just tired
Wayne
of
B
losing
wants
shit.
to know which drawer do you have reserved for your knitting materials?
Don't you worry about that, Wayne B. Mind your own business. By the way, that's the bottom drawer.
Hey, Dustin, another drawer for his ball bag. Gags.
I got these at frickin' Lowe's.
There you go.
I
The
was,
cobalt
when I was,
blue.
yeah, when I was doing the wire fencing. So I wanted a good set of snippers. These things were expensive. They were like $20. But they're heavy duty as shit though, I'll tell you that.
As long as they do what you want it to do.
You always gotta have a good pair of wire snippers.
JD says you're anal about your tools, Justin.
I am. Cause I don't like when I'm missing things. So like, if anybody uses anything out of it, it has to go right back when they're done with
I don't have any anal tools. Yeah.
it.
Proctology speaking.
Just make use with what's handy. Well, that'll work.
Now, originally that toolbox was 150, but I price matched it to the online price of Walmart.com, so they gave it to me for 100. You can price match anything to the store to the online price as long as it's in stock online. So I just went in there, showed them, they looked at it, they scanned it, saw that it was in stock online for 100, and they gave it to me for 100.
So what's your plan today, Justin? What's up?
Oh, Sundays are usually my lazy day. I don't really do a whole lot. To be honest with you. I don't really have any plans for
Apparently
today.
now he's gonna organize his tools.
Yeah, there you go. So Bill, you're off on Sundays, right?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm resting today. It's been it was a long week, a lot of long hours. We had, the kids were out of school, it was spring break, it ends this weekend. So we were just packed all week long. And I imagine they're gonna be really busy today because it looks rainy out there and it's the last day of spring break. So I'm not going anywhere near that building today if I can help it. And, yeah, we just packed all day. It was hard to get anything done that I have to do besides take care of customers and problems.
Is your
Whatever.
fence project complete now?
What fence?
At the
Oh,
bowling.
yeah, no, they finished that up. Yeah, the fence around yeah, he did a nice job. That's all around the patio there.
Any,
All that
any,
metal.
Come over
any,
here, Curtis. I
any
got a plug for
comments
you.
from customers or
Any what now?
comments, positive?
Well, I don't, you know, we're responsible for the bar, but I don't hang out there every day. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I mean? We have a bartender who's she's the head bartender basically. And they would
She's
talk to her
kind of
first.
like the bar manager.
Yeah, she's the bar manager. Her name's Kimmy. She's a good girl. And I mean, but if they have issues or problems, and we help them with that, and we take care of the money, and and then she works with the general manager as far as inventory and ordering. And but I typically go over there to fix things, you know, because they're constantly breaking shit. But no, everything's good. The stereo system sounds good out there, and the fence is up, and I put lighting out there, and we got the new patio, the new umbrellas out there, and it all looks good.
Good.
Yep. In time for the meetup, meet and greet will be out there, so worked out
Now
good.
that's in what, a week or so?
That's the meet and greets on March 31st, Friday, March 31st. Yeah, around 5 o'clock or so, until guys want to leave. They can stay as long as they want, you know, but typically on Fridays, I mean, Friday, Saturday night, they get busy in there, but Friday, because people work, more people work on Friday than Saturday. It doesn't start getting real busy until after 9, you know. So just, you know, that's why everybody enjoyed it last year. I mean, it was mostly just us, you know, till 9:30. And, you know, there's always the same crew that comes in, plays pool and this and that. We'll be taking up half their table, so probably wine, but that's okay. They can move to the back for one day. But yeah. So that's where that's going to be. And then the first on Saturday morning is at the Causeway Park at 7 a.m. Unless it's pouring down rain, then we'll probably be back there again. To find something like that, we have to the alternate plan, you know. I mean, we could still meet down there under the canopies, but we'll see.
Well, what's the long range weather forecast for your area?
Oh, I don't have anything that goes that far in advance. Or do I? I don't know. Take a look. Shit. And whatever it says is probably a lie.
Well, one thing that's constant is you can't always depend on the weather forecasting.
It does go that far. Look at that. Oh shit. The first looks like first looks good. Oh, it says 41%. Uh-oh. 82 degrees. Partly cloudy. Let's
JD,
see.
I'm more concerned about how
Partly cloudy.
much you and Dustin are worried about what marital aids I use. That's a little bit more concerning. Just saying.
It's gonna be a little windy, just like every year.
How much? Not bad?
What, the wind?
Yeah.
Average 14.
Oh, that's nothing. It
Max
might be for some
However, max wind gusts 35.
35.
But that's if this comes true. It says that there's mostly cloudy with a thunder shower in parts of the area. So none of this means anything. It's like, what part? What are you talking about? I mean, the day before, Friday night's looking good. 1% chance, 80 degrees is the high for the day. So it's going to be in the 70s Friday evening out in that patio. So it's going to be nice.
Cool. Sounds good.
JD.
And worst comes to worst, if it has to move to Sunday, it's showing much less chance of rain and much less winds and 77 degrees. is the real feel. So there is always that. Like I said, this is a couple weeks from now, so who the hell knows what they're talking about?
Right.
Look, Curtis, you can't come in the chat talking crap till you upload at least one video, okay?
He's
Oh,
a
wait, no,
rab.
he does have one video up, okay.
He's a rabble rouser. Rabble, rabble, rabble. What's he talking crap about? What's up, Curtis?
He said it's not a marital aid if you use them alone.
Well, sure it is. That gives your wife a break. You know, probably a gift from her. Probably a lot of marriages saved by marital aids.
Well, and the erectile dysfunction pills.
Just wondering if JD's implemented them into his marriage.
What, erectile dysfunction pills?
No, I'm talking about marital
Well,
aid.
JD
He's recently married.
Let me
recently
tell you,
got married.
there's a lot of women that rue the day that they invented those things. Oh, Christ.
Not again, right?
He's gonna be bugging me again.
Yeah, JD's recently married. That's why you don't see him on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he's married and he's got stepkids, a stepdaughter.
Same with Dustin. You saw him for a little bit. He got a new boyfriend. Don't see him no more.
Got nothing to do with marital. My wife didn't marry me for sex or money. She married me for love. I just keep telling myself that.
Well, are you sitting on like a bunch of like money that we don't know about, or are you a secret millionaire?
Nope.
Even if he was, he wouldn't tell you, Justin.
No, she's the only reason we're financially stable anyway. She keeps working.
Curtis said, "Congratulations, JD." And so JD said, well, "Yeah, where's my wedding gifts, jerks?" Well, we didn't get an invitation, JD.
Well, he privately probably disowned us, you know.
I need a wedding invitation if I'm gonna give you a gift.
When was the last time JD was on a panel? How do we know that's even him?
God, it's been. He
Been a
came
while.
on. He came last time he came onto the panel was when Dave Ennis first came back about what, a month or two ago.
Yep.
And then before that, it's been a while. He don't even go on Matt's panel anymore.
I know. I mean, his wife could have got rid of him a long time ago. We could be talking to the missus.
I know Matt asks about him all the time, but I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. Busy, I guess. Oh, why'd you have to go all dark with it? JD said he lost one to cancer. He had ball cancer.
Oh, no. Well, that's why God gave you two, I guess.
In some cases, 3.
What?
I was like, what? Wait a minute. Have I been miscounting all these years?
Let me lift the door open. There's 2 flies in here.
Well, gang, I think I'm gonna call it
Call it what?
a do. It's kind of slowed down and,
Because we've been sitting here talking about tools and shit. Look at that, I put a shirt on finally.
oh,
you
there you
Yeah,
go.
finally gets dressed for the live stream and Bill's ending it.
That's it, now she's calling, he's calling it. That's how that works. Watch the dog play.
There's the doggies fighting.
Well, those vicious Rottweilers
They're,
going out.
they're playing.
One's got kind of an unfair.
No,
advantage.
see, if you met Bill in real life, you know, he's not a small guy by any means, very tall. You would think he would have some like big, you know, beefy like pit bull or something. Nope.
Nah, these guys are, look at it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, get her.
You know, he
get her.
comes out with his gold chains, his New York accent. How you doing? What's up?
Nah, what are you talking about? My wife's 5'1" and my dogs are even smaller yet. Makes me feel even big, like a big white American man. I used to have a Newfoundland dog. Andy, her name was. He was a biggin, about 135 pounds. They don't live that long though. She only like 7.5 years or so. She died on. What? These two shits will probably outlive me.
How old are they, Bill?
Huh? How old are they?
Yeah.
They turned 10 last November.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's nothing. They'll probably be around for about 15, 16 years. They probably or longer. I don't know. I mean, if you look it up, some books say 12, some books say 16, but I know that the stock that they came from were already pretty old, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16 years old. Depends on how much exercise they get and how healthy you keep them. Did these two act like they're 10 years old? What? They think they're puppies.
Hey, there's Tyson.
Oh, there's Tyson.
Big guy. I was never a fan. I'm not a huge fan of small dogs, but he's a good dog.
Well, you can tell he's your dog.
Oh yeah, he stays with me all the time.
How old do you figure he is, Justin?
I don't know. They were saying he wasn't that old, about a year maybe. What Sarah's friend was estimating.
Yeah.
If you, but
And
he's
the
a
little
good
guys
dog.
last. The little guys last longer. They last long enough to. They really break your heart when they go. What?
Well, he's the one that rules the house, isn't he? He bowless cowers to him.
Oh, he's a little beast. I'll tell you what.
I couldn't
Bo's
see.
ju-
What is it? Is it a Datsun?
No, he's a Chiweenie,
Chiweenie.
a Chihuahua. And
Yeah,
wiener
well,
dog.
he's part Datsun.
He's a good dog though.
They're pretty territorial little shits. Those are hunting dogs.
But Bo is just a big boxer, and he's just a big ass doofus. But we love him.
Yeah, but he's domesticated and he knows that dog belongs there as a member of the family. That's the only reason he doesn't eat it.
Oh yeah, they're best friends, man. They love each other. Bo's never been vicious though with any animals. Like when I first brought him in the house, he didn't even pay attention to the cats. Like Tyson did when I brought him in the house. He wanted to chase the cats around the house, but our one cat, my daughter's cat, is bigger than Tyson. He's fucking huge. He's a big old tomcat. And Bo, he just never paid attention to the cats. Never had a care in the world about them. He's not mean with other animals at all. We took him over to my boss's house one day, and there was like 3 or 4 dogs that all the neighbors brought over, and he went in the fence and had no problem with them, running around playing with them, everything. Never been vicious with other animals.
Wow. That's good.
But yeah, ever since I brought him home, he's just on my ass all the time, 24/7. The only thing he likes to do is at nighttime, he likes to go sleep in the bed with the girls and Bo.
Dustin's got a female mini doxy.
I don't know if I want a Chewini up my ass though.
But he likes to sleep in the bed with Bo at nighttime in my daughter's room. But
We don't
other
give the
than that,
girls free reign in the house. We let them in when when she feels like it, but that's because of the dirt, dragging the dirt all over the place. So they're actually behind a gate over there, and that's their area. And they got the garage and they got the backyard. So, I mean, that's why they're healthy. I mean, that's all they do is run around and kill vermin. And then there's a couple of really big dogs in the back property there. I forget what they are, probably 70, 80 pounds, 90 pounds. And those are their boyfriends. And they run back and forth along the fence. We don't let them play physically together though, because big girls will step on them. Not intentionally, but but big boys, I mean. And you got these idiot Chihuahua mix things over there.
uh,
Yeah, no, these girls don't bark a lot. You never hear barking when I'm on camera, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. They're Shih Tzus are good pets. I mean, but these don't act like normal Shih Tzus. Like I said, they're supposed to be a lap dog and hang out and be lethargic. These two just never stop going, and chasing, hunting.
yeah, see, Bo and Tyson, they like to be outside all damn day, so they're
Sure.
rarely in the house. Ever since I put that fence up about a couple months ago, dude, they love being outside. That's all they want to do. And then
That's
by
good.
the time they come in,
It's good for them. They'll live longer that way.
yeah, by the time they come in at nighttime, because usually around 6 o'clock, Tyson will run Bo out in the yard. He'll get Bo to chase him, and he'll run him back and forth in the yard. And by 7 o'clock, Bo is just wiped, man. He just wants to go in and lay down and go to sleep on my daughter's bed. He's just ready to pass out and go to sleep.
See, if I didn't have the fence and we had to walk them, you could clean their feet, bring them in the house, let them hang out all day. But for them, with both of us working, this is a better setup. I mean, like I said, they can run and play and have all the fun they want. But that's why and I need to give them access to air conditioning, obviously. So that's why they've got that area there by the patio door. Because I have the two doggy doors, one into the garage and then one out from the garage out into the yard, that I cut into the house. And they have their fun, And so far, the doggy doors kept anything from coming in. I never had a cat push through it or something, except when Mandy dragged that rabbit in that she beheaded.
Honestly, I'd be more worried about a snake or something pushing through it than I wouldn't another animal.
Well, no, we don't have any.
I've only ever
I mean,
seen
we had a
black
snake in the
garter
garage
snakes.
once. They came in through the door. What's that?
I've only ever seen in our backyard. There was 2 black gardener snakes back there. I don't know, a couple weeks
I
ago.
think
and
that's all it was. My wife killed it. She's scared to death of snakes.
I tried to grab it and the son of a bitch slipped out of my hand when he was going through the fence. Had him by the tail.
My wife attacked it with a machete.
It was Chris's iPhone.
Which I said, you must have looked like a scene out of Vietnam. She had like one of those big floppy hats on because she was guarding. She had a machete in her hand, sneaking up on a snake.
Okay, I don't know who that was.
Who was that?
It said Chris's iPhone. That was all it said. I was hovering over the put in waiting room just in case. I didn't know who that was. I've never seen that pop in before.
Chris, what?
It just said Chris's iPhone.
Oh,
I don't know who that is though. Because I don't know any Chris that's ever in our chat, so.
couldn't have been Wedgeworth, could it?
No, he doesn't. Oh, wait. It was Chris. He just popped in the chat and said I chickened out.
Come on, Chris.
Well, I didn't think it was him only because he gives Matt such, he fucks with Matt every week. Like every time Matt goes to end his show, Chris is like, oh, I just popped in the green room.
Well, that's
Right
why I
when
thought it
Matt's-
was him because Paul said he's going to close it down, and then all of a sudden Chris shows up and no, never mind. Now he's gone.
I
He's
wasn't
such a
even
tease.
thinking. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking it was Chris Wedgeworth. I just thought it was some random person popping in. Why are you chicken out, Chris? Come on. Nobody cares.
Been on my stream a couple of times.
Yeah.
Long time ago. It's been a long time.
I wanna say he came on mine one time too. I think. Or it might have been Matt's. No, it was Matt's. I think Matt's, he came on Matt's live one time.
I think is that him?
Oh, hopefully
No
we'll
picture.
see the helicopter here in a minute. Hello, Chris.
You gotta unmute your audio, Chris. Touch the screen and look at your little microphone symbol there. Tell it to allow Wi-Fi. Cellular Wi-Fi, just touch that and then it comes on.
Must be having trouble because I see it flicker.
Well, he's
Well,
using his iPhone, so his internet should be okay. He's got terrible internet in his house. That's where he's at. I think he has like ADSL. It's like so
This-
terrible, so slow.
Oh, come on, Chris. Data don't have nothing to do with your microphone. I'm making excuses. Unmute yourself.
Look what he's doing. He's such a.
Yeah,
he's such a-
he's muted and saying stupid data, but yet he's typing in the chat at the same time. Come on, Chris.
Touch the screen
And he's gone again.
and he's gone. Turn the Wi-Fi off on your phone and use the cell service there. Us.
I think Laura goes live today too, doesn't she?
Yeah, Lauren David show. Yeah.
Usually, yep.
I think it's 2 o'clock now because they're 4 hours difference. I think it's switched to 2 o'clock our time because they haven't done their time change yet.
Still muted there, boss.
Ask to unmute.
Paul, you gotta stay on long enough for him to say at least 2 words on this panel. What do you think? Paul can't go do his chores until you say hello.
Oh, nice, David. I just saw that print you did.
I changed the name to Chris Wedgwood's phone, iPhone. You're a co-host now. Ooh.
Now there's no excuses.
Hey, here
Oh,
comes
there's Laura.
Laura. Your little sister's here, Justin.
All right, I'm out.
Bye, Justin.
What's up? You're going on at 2 p.m. Eastern, right?
6 p.m. mine. So whatever that is for you. 4
Four-
hours.
Did your daylight savings change yet or no?
No, next week.
Next week. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
2 o'clock here, Eastern.
Yeah, and then they'll go back to 5 hours once they change.
Yep. Yeah, we're officially an hour closer together now. Imagine that the world works like that. Where you at? What are you doing?
I'm just walking home
Okay, come on, tell stories.
from the shop. I went to get some food.
Oh,
Oh,
the
You
cool.
went
shop.
Did you leave? Did
shopping.
you leave David there?
I left David at home.
Oh, you should have left him at the shop.
He didn't come out with me.
Well, tell him you don't get none of the food then.
Isn't it funny, Laura? Look at the mug I'm using.
Yeah, it's the best mug on YouTube.
How ironic. What's that?
The best mug on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Even though that's
Apart
not your.
from-
is that
Apart from
dated?
it's my old merch, not my new.
Yeah, what she did, she bait and switched you. Bill, she waited till you bought all her merch and then she changed the logo.
I gotta buy another one.
I haven't put the new logo on it yet.
Oh, she's
let
just
me-
holding out for you to get the other one so she can change it again.
No, I'll go on there eventually and change it.
Wow. His internet really is terrible there.
He must be, did he, have a slumber party with Tim or something? Over at Tim's
His
house
is worse.
using his
His is
Wi-Fi?
worse. His is worse than Tim's.
Oh, Jesus, that's horrible then. Somebody gets his man some Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no,
Let's
I
all
mean, where he
sit- let-
lives, he
let's all
lives, he
s-
lives out in the boonies there, I guess. He, you know,
All right, we're gonna do a GoFundMe. Everybody needs to donate 10 megs to Chris Woods. We'll just send that on over to him.
he's saying you make fun of mine. They increased mine, 75 down now. The same
Oh,
price.
did you see what Frontier is offering now? Fucking 5 gig speeds. Ridiculously fast.
For what? What are you gonna do? What, for what?
Oh,
So
I don't.
it's so fast. When you're on a stream, you can,
Yeah,
what
I'll
day
be,
is it?
I'll be
It's
10
tomorrow.
yeah, I'll be 10 minutes ahead on the stream. You look like I'm fast forwarding through time and space like I'm in a damn wormhole. Yeah, that's fucking fast. So yeah, you'll end up. Oh my god, I can't imagine.
Why do you need that?
I don't even think my
I
computer
can see
would
people
even.
bitching. I'm only getting 4.8, down, man. 4.8 pissing me off.
Well, I mean, think about it though. In like 20 years, we're gonna look back and say that we're gonna be like, oh, remember when 1 gig was fast? When everybody's sitting on like 20 gig speeds. But it's almost to a point to where it's gonna get to a point where, do you think it's just gonna be like it doesn't really need to be any faster?
I remember when
Or is
3 megabit was badass.
That's what I'm saying. If you went back in time when you were getting that, you'd be like, you wouldn't think that 1 gig was possible. You'd be like, oh hell no, you're crazy. But that's gonna be the same in another 20 years. People are gonna look back and think 1 gig was slow as shit. Like that's crappy internet.
They do file my 75 down and 12 up. I'm happy. I'm good. And it's stable. That's the important thing.
Have they put fiber in your neighborhood yet, Bill?
No.
Oh,
Believe it or not.
because they'll get to it eventually. They're doing the entire state.
Oh, I know. They keep talking about it. They keep telling us it's coming.
Yeah, I can run through our county and run into 30 crews in a 10-mile radius.
This isn't exactly a small neighborhood. It's all developed, It's a big town, 420,000 people in this town. But,
It'll be a matter. It's just a matter of time before they get to your guys' area. They're working
they
down
did
through the state.
5 years ago. They told me it was going to get. In fact, I switched over to AT&T at one point because they said we're getting fiber there. I was like, okay, now here's a deal. Of course, the deal was horseshit because by the time they got done with, they lied to me. And I was like, oh, this fee and that fee and this tax and that tax and this and the other thing, and ended up being $25 more a month more than I was paying before, and the service sucked.
Like I said,
Had to wait for the contract in.
they're working their way down through the state. It'll be a matter of time before they get there. Yeah, I would say in the next
Well,
probably.
who's it going to be through though? AT&T?
I know around here it's Frontier doing all the fiber. They're dropping that shit everywhere. Like I said, you can run into 10 different crews putting fiber in a 10-mile radius in my area. Like that's how
Yeah,
many
and it's going to be
crews are out here.
expensive at first because they got to recoup the cost of laying all that fiber.
But yeah, they're putting it in everywhere. Like we get probably in our district, we probably get at least 200 tickets a day from Frontier where they're laying fiber at, where they need shit marked. Like the
I haven't
gas lines
checked in a long
marked out.
time. Maybe we got it. I don't know. I know Comcast was back there. We're doing something.
I don't even know if my computer would do 5 gig speeds, to be honest. I don't know what mine can handle. I know it does the 1 gig, but I don't know if it could do more than that.
I was going to say, I don't know what kind of card you'd have
Get
to
out
have.
there.
Yeah,
No, whatever,
I don't know what my card can handle, to be honest with you. I've never really looked into it.
probably gig. I mean, there's gig cards, 2.5 gig cards, and I think 6 or 5.
And my
No,
Ethernet.
there's 10. There's 10s. I think, what is mine? Mine's built onto the motherboard. Let's find out.
My Ethernet switch, now I have my Ethernet switch can do up to 2.5. It's
That's
rated
just
for
it.
that,
You get
but-
yourself a nice switch that could distribute that. You could distribute a gig to each of the or to each node in your house or whatever, and then they won't ever borrow from each other's bandwidth,
Yeah, the Ethernet switch that I bought on Amazon, it was like, I think $20 or $30 and it's rated at 2.5 gig speeds.
Hey, look who's here.
Finally. Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, we can hear you now. You look good too. What's up,
Wow.
brother?
Yeah,
I had to go turn the settings on in Zoom for the microphone.
Yeah, I only said
Oh.
it like 7 times there, brother.
I came
Well, you
on
got it
Paul's
now.
I came on Paul's show one time at work and it worked fine.
Oh, that's right. You were showing us that truck you were working on. I remember that. I was trying to,
I actually got on Matt's show Friday night.
oh, did you like at the very end?
Yeah, I had the wrong link.
Okay, yeah, I jumped off about 15 minutes before he ended it because they were delivering my truck, so I had to go out and meet the delivery driver.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
still
now that Chris said hello, Paul, you can close it down.
okay. See you guys later.
So Bill wants to dismiss you, Chris.
That's okay.
Never in a million years. Don't say that. That's not true.
That's okay, Bill.
He's cursing you. He put the curse on you.
Never say that. I'm trying to look to see what speed my card is on my, it's not a card. Ugh.
Yeah, I got the 5-port TP Link.
Oh,
2.5
good for
gigabyte switch.
you.
Hey, there's
Hey,
I'm putting my computer back together, putting all the fans back in it. And Laura run off. Ooh, what can I do on her phone while she's away?
You can strip some parts out of her computer.
I'm going to switch my computer on and swap over.
Oh,
Here you go.
shit, she's back. Damn it.
never too far away from my phone.
You having a relaxing day at home there, Chris?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I spent all last week shoveling snow.
I had a small water puddle in my front yard. That was about it. It was a little inconvenient. Got my boot a little wet. How do you look that up anyway, Bill? What your
I'm just looking at my motherboard specs. My
I don't know.
to see what I did, to see what's on board. I have a MSI Tomahawk motherboard. So it's got some pretty decent hardware on it.
So I thought I'd come on and do my Dominic impression. Just sit here.
You're doing it quite well. You are. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was all excited last night. He was going to that, his footballs was starting back up again.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
gets right into that Australian football league.
I know I got a, what do you call the Wi-Fi? It comes with Wi-Fi, but I don't use it. I'm hardwired. But it's got the Wi-Fi is 6E, so that's about as fast as I can get. What about
Laura put in there, Little Llama Laura and no Birdman.
That's what he's in the other room.
Still trying to get his computer to work?
No, he's just putting all the fans and everything back in.
Oh. Reassembling.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. I have a 2.5 gigabit network network on it. So that's pretty good. 2.5. Yeah.
I can't tell what stare that is Justin's giving you, Bill. But
Oh, no, I'm reading something.
It's called
You
mean
are-
mugging.
so Laura, did
happy-
it stop? It must have stopped raining over there, right?
Yeah, for now.
How's the wind?
Seems all right.
Why
So
aren't
that's
you
what did-
flying?
That's what's interesting. My Wi-Fi can go up to 6 gigahertz.
I'm not flying because I've got loads to do before I go live tonight.
Oh. It only takes a few minutes to go fly, my dear.
It doesn't because I've got to get to the location first.
Oh, you don't just take right off there?
No, we're not allowed.
Who's gonna stop you?
My maintenance company to be one.
Oh,
Oh, and my neighbours.
you're an atheist? What's that got to do with it?
And my
What the
neighbour.
fuck?
What was that? To fly. The drone.
What the
The
hell else? Would you
drone!
fly? Oh, the birds.
The
They could fly.
drone.
Doesn't seem fair. Your birds can fly all they want.
No, they prefer to walk everywhere.
You know what you could do? You could put a string on a bird and a camera. Let the bird fly. Just kind of take it on like a leash.
No, you're right.
Where are you now? You still in the same place? Have you moved yet?
No, we haven't moved. Still in the same place.
Find something?
It's all tied up in litigation still, right?
Still with the courts.
What are you eating?
Prawn sandwich.
Is that how you do that in England? You don't eat the bread, you just pick the meat out like that?
No, it's just
Hey, Chris, that's a beautiful pupper dog.
He was supposed to be a Frenchie, but for some reason he's got these long legs. So
He's-
our first short nosed dog.
He's
Oh.
he's got the look, I'll tell you.
Does he sneeze a lot?
No,
Like girls do. They
Full of
learn
energy,
to
though.
stop. They learn to stop using their nose to open the doggy door. And it took a long time, dumbasses. Because they got
Yeah, this is-
they're a short nosed dog too, the little Shih Tzus.
this is the first short nosed one.
It's handsome. What is that?
He's supposed to be a French bulldog, but he's got these long legs. So I think he's
He's a long-legged French bulldog.
must be mixed.
That Frenchie got involved with a Swedish or something, a Sweden or something.
Your mommy was a whore, wasn't she?
Nice face. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh-oh, he's gonna throw up now. All right. No throwing up here.
yeah, that's not a lap dog.
No, he's not.
Sometimes they think they are. So we all have dogs. Well, Laura doesn't. Paul, you don't have dogs either, do you?
Yeah, Mia.
Oh, that's right, Mia. God, I'm getting senile, man. So it's just Laura, but she's got birds.
I think it's part of an age thing, Bill.
She's got David too, because she takes him
short
for
guy.
walks every once in a
He-
while.
He's a short nosed too, isn't he?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
goes out and walks David once in a while. How often do you take David for a walk?
Never.
He doesn't like it when you put the collar on him, huh?
Just wears a diaper around the house.
Hey, Dustin.
What's up, Dustin?
He's got David too. You got to turn your mute your YouTube.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm only capable of going up to 64 gigs on mine. So it says.
Is that Dustin? Justin?
So I was reading up on these motherboard specs. It says my max is
How's it going?
64 gigs.
Hey, Dustin, how you doing?
Typical is it's single gig.
Keep him busy.
Good.
It goes 1 gig, 2.5 gig, 5 gig, 6 gig. Actually, you can get a 10. But that Wi-Fi 6 can do up to 6. So. But I'll never pay for that kind of internet service. Who the fuck? Why? So you can brag about it on live streams? Who would do that?
Bertha,
Yeah, it
Chris,
looks like
you're connected pretty good. You're using your cell service, aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah. You still got the DSL or whatever?
it actually goes through the old phone lines. The
Right.
internet does.
It's
So
DSL.
yeah, they don't have fiber in the town here. I'm about 30 miles from the main town, Reading.
I mean, the loop is where's would they tell you where the closest loop is to you?
No,
Is that, because like I said, I did DSL and it was terrible. And I live in town. And loop was only like right down the road. I kept busting their balls because I was like, I'm not getting the speed. I'm supposed to get 15. Big deal, 15. I'm only getting 12. And I didn't realize it was because the TV was on. It was taking them 4. I turn off the TV. Sometimes I get my 15, sometimes I don't. It's TV was on.
Hey, Bill Marshall says in the chat that he has a little Shih Tzu too, and he said she's a little bitch,
Well, she is
little shit, I guess.
a little shit. I mean, she's technically, she really is a little bitch. I got 2 little bitches right over there.
Yeah.
They're not that little for Shih Tzus. Mandy's almost 20 pounds. It's 19.5 pounds. It's just at the doctor. That's where all the expenses are. Taking them to their doctor appointments and then scooping up their shit to test that. The last visit was 300 and something bucks for the 2 of them every year, a couple times a year. And then we give them the pills that used to get Trifexis. And that's like $100 a month.
a month.
Yeah, when you figure it out. Yeah. Well, I got 2 dogs, don't forget. So
yeah, looks like mine's only rated for gigabyte.
yeah, don't say only. A gigabyte was a big deal not even that long ago. A couple of years ago. But yeah, I forget what we give now. They stopped with the Trifexis. They said because a lot of dogs wouldn't take it, even though ours would. So we got 2 separate ones that we have to get from them, and by prescription through the doctor, and it keeps away the fleas, keeps away the ringworm or whatever, heartworm, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But they've been healthy, but it costs.
What is that for, Dustin? So you don't forget what hobby you're in?
No, I'm doing some the wall hanging things for FPV quads.
Oh, nice. Dude, Sean's been doing all kinds of printing, man, for his gaming room. Man, he's been printing shit left and right.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff on there.
You see all
Yeah,
the,
mine pissed me off enough that I've taken a break from it before I throw it out the window. I think I'll have to take it apart and clean it up and everything.
Honestly, Bill, if you're really interested, like I said, I would definitely check into one of the bamboo printers. Those things are nice. A lot less maintenance than the Enders for sure.
Yeah, I haven't done any maintenance of mine yet, so it's due. I don't even know where my wife keeps that stuff which she gives the dogs. I just pick it up and she takes care of it. Yeah, pets are expensive if you do it right.
So Bertha's really blowing up, isn't she?
Oh yeah, and I didn't get any videos done this weekend. I was working on that, getting that truck cleaned all day yesterday, and then I had to call the tow truck so they could get it towed in and get the battery changed and everything. I figured because it was sitting in a lot for a couple months and the battery was dead on it, and so I figured, just get it towed to the dealership. They can do a once over on it, put a new battery in it, make sure everything's working. And I'll just pick it up Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Monday, depending on how much, if they find anything. So.
Hey, girls, where are your drugs at?
But it's the
Where did you-
stupid little things that I'm glad I'm getting an upgrade on, like power windows. The truck I was in was all fucking manual shit, locks, windows. So you'd have to go around, lock each door individually. And you'd have to roll up each window into, oh my God, dude, it was horrible. And then the Bluetooth in that truck, I'm assuming because it's an older generation of Bluetooth, but like the synchronization on your phone the phone is like 5 seconds ahead of the Bluetooth and stereo. It doesn't sync up right. It's weird.
Yeah, but there's always a lag with Bluetooth. Yep. There is. Guess the newer stuff's better, but I don't.
Well, like I said, I tried out my phone in the new truck and hooked it up to Bluetooth and watched a YouTube video because I just wanted to see if it had that same issue. And it's not like watching an old Japanese movie, right? Like when I would watch something in my other truck, it was like watching a Japanese movie, nothing lined up. But I don't have that problem in the newer truck.
That does seem, there should be a slight lag. I've never had it that laggy. Or
Oh,
that
it was bad in my old truck, but I'm assuming because it's 2016, maybe it's just because the Bluetooth's older and that.
Mhm. I don't know where she keeps it. That's something.
That's right, JD. I can sit in my work truck and watch YouTube in style. No, and then I had to get all the decals off, and that was a pain in the ass, even with the goo gone. That was a bit of a pain to get that off.
Heat gun.
I don't have a heat gun, but I was using a hair dryer. It's just the ones on the door were just like fused into the door, and it's just like I sat there with the goo gone, I soaked it in that, and then I kind of heated it up, and it was kind of coming off, but they're so brittle from the sun that it doesn't want to come off in one big sheet. It's like little tiny pieces that keep breaking.
It did get baked on.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like, okay, so on my car, I put a set of decals on there about five years ago, but I got a really high grade vinyl, and the decals still look the same as the day I put them on. Like, and that was 5 years ago on my personal car. But the company decides we're going to buy cheap ass decals, and every 6-8 months you got to put new ones on. It's like if they just had it done professionally with good vinyl the first time, it would last the life of the truck. But they don't want to do that. They'd rather send you a set of decals every 6-8 months, and you got to take them all off, put new ones on. It's a big old pain in the ass. Oh, nice.
Yo,
Yo,
what's up, little L, Bill, Justin, Paul? What's up, Tim?
Tim,
Is that Tim? Who's that? That's
Huh?
not Tim. Who is that?
did you
That's not Tim.
talk about Chris?
Alan's
Chris. Okay, Chris. My
Oh,
bad.
did you? Oh, dude, Chris, he just mistaken you for Tim.
My bad.
man.
What?
That's an insult.
He just flipped him off.
My bad. My bad.
I
I
think
messed
it's
up.
okay.
I messed up. What up, Chris? I messed
Drum
up.
shots. How you doing?
What?
Wow. And now, hopefully that doesn't stick, Chris, and they keep
Sorry,
calling Tim
Dustin.
in the chat.
I didn't mean to do that to you.
Hey, what do you mean? You didn't mean to do it to me? It wasn't me you insulted. It was Chris.
No, Dustin.
Oh.
My bad.
Oh crap, my dog is 20 pounds. 20.2. Rabies vaccinations. Just had them done.
Oh my goodness.
I'll trade you two in.
Okay.
Here's our most recent bill from the visit. $327, right?
Oh my God. 300. What?
Yeah. Look at all the shit they did.
That's that much? Oh my God.
Fecal profile and annual examination and rabies. It's a three-year rabies. Fecal heartworm and tick screening. They put in Have a Great Day, and that was free. That's nice. Malmetazone, $35. Bordetella oral vaccine, $20. Oh, they did give me the meds. Oh no, that was a one-time thing. Annual, and that's for two girls. Don't forget, it's two dogs. Yeah, see, the last visit was only $284. And,
Doggies are
we
healthy.
get heart guard and neck guard.
They're healthy, I hope.
It's way less than I thought it was. It's $176, and that lasts them 3 months. So,
God.
then we got to feed them. God damn it. Dog food has gotten very expensive. So mommy makes you what? Rice, right? She gives you rice and chicken. Sometimes
Sorry,
ham.
Dustin. Now that I'm in for a minute, I can tell. That's not Tim. That is not Tim.
Nope.
Tim's beard
Definitely
isn't as
not Tim.
epic. Right, Chris, Tim's beard isn't as epic as yours.
That's right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and he doesn't slam his hand in doors every other time you turn around. Hit it.
And my finger's not damaged by the door.
Exactly. That's the thing. You don't have to remove all the doors in your house to keep yourself from slamming your hand in it. He's the only adult I've ever met that has to childproof his own home against himself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true though.
Maybe I shouldn't drink so much. Nah, let's remove the doors.
Maybe I shouldn't drink so much. It's what it is, man.
I'm surprised he hasn't had a catheterization yet.
How you doing?
Yeah, that'll be nuts.
Hey, we all have a vice. Don't hate on Tim. We all have a vice. At least one, right?
No, Tim provides everybody with a lot of things to talk about, you know?
It's a fact. We all have a vice.
He's usually a pretty good sport about it. Until he
Might be
slams his
cookies.
hand in it.
We all have a vice.
Yeah, Tim cracks me up sometimes.
I like Tim.
I got a vice. Look, see? Right here.
No, you have a vice because because you're
Harbor-
a man. Because you're a real man. That's why you have a vice.
Right there. Harbor Freight.
That sounds like TJ's here.
I know, right?
Real men have. They have bikes with a 1/4 inch of dust sitting on them because they don't
Ooh,
fucking ride anymore.
ooh, what kind of bike? That's a cool bike.
This? Say,
Yeah.
open the door so you could see it.
The Harley?
Yeah.
Cool bike.
Yeah. It's a ultra classic. 2007. Got whiskers.
Pretty cool.
Hey, look,
Oh,
Justin, I
man.
opened the door without putting my code out there on the internet. It's
Awesome.
a
Sure
07
is a beautiful bike.
Ultra Glide, Electra Glide Ultra Classic.
Unbelievable bike.
And I put this seat on here. This is a,
I like the color.
Right.
It's got like a light cayenne color.
no, this is,
Cyan.
can't
whatever
tell, you
the
can't
color.
tell the cover. It's covered in dust color. It's, that's called blue suede pearl. So it's a
Blue
pearl
suede
paint.
pearl. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, midnight black, that's the Harley black, the two-tone bike.
I love it.
So filthy. I really did. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
rain.
a beautiful
Pull it
color.
out
It
in the
really is a
driveway.
beautiful color.
I like it. And it's got all the little toys from 2007. Does not have Bluetooth. Well, it does have Bluetooth because I bought a little device for it. But
Sure is
look at
pretty.
this. It's even got a CD player.
It's even got a CD player.
Yeah. And it plays MP3s. That makes it modern. It's got you got cruise control. What the fuck else? I don't know. I can control
Riding-
the radio. I can control
riding-
the radio from here.
Riding down the highway. That's what that bike's all about. Highway ride.
It's got an
Yes,
alarm
sir.
system. Got all kinds of stuff. I got this. I bought this. This is real sheep. It was a real sheep. It's
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, because even with that gigantic, I bought the this is a hammock seat they call it.
Mhm.
It's actually got, first of all, it's really big. It's 20 inches across for my gigantic ass. But it's got like a strap that suspends you, keeps you off the seat pan.
Mhm. Is there
Look at
room
this
for
guy.
the lady on it?
Huh?
Is there room for the woman? Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
The woman's
Mhm.
seat.
See, my wife's
Okay.
Filipino, so she's tiny. I can actually leave my backrest in it. She still fits in here.
Okay.
I mean, normal size people, I gotta pull this out so they can
Okay.
fit back. So, yeah, she can control the radio and shit too from here.
She can?
And-
That's cool.
That's a
Yeah.
fact, Jody. There's too many people out there with cell phones now. It is a fact.
That's cool.
It's got a CB that I never
Oh, what's
used.
Jody saying?
CB
What up,
built-
Justin?
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
I watched the stream yesterday.
oh, you did?
Yep.
Can't see you in the chat, I don't think.
I didn't get in the chat. I just was watching it while I was playing Ark.
Coming in.
We went pretty late last night. Let's see here.
That's a beautiful bike, man.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go for a ride later if it doesn't rain. Said it's been a while. Probably forgot how to ride.
You don't forget, you get rusty. Difference.
Dude, yeah, you get rusty. You
rusty.
you find yourself actually watching yourself ride and paying attention to what you're doing instead of just getting on and going.
Have you taken a safety course? The safety course?
What's that?
Have you taken the safety course? The I forget what it's called. They give
Well, you
you 25% off your insurance if you do this.
Oh, I don't know about 25%, but no.
No,
No.
there's a USA safety course, bike riding safety course, and if you
Mm.
take it, you get
Mm.
25% off your insurance.
In Florida, you gotta
Worth it.
take a course to begin with just to get your license. So I don't know whether I took it or not.
I
to be honest.
mean, that part's worth it. 25% off your insurance is worth it.
Well, yeah, I got this thing fully insured too, the same level as my cars.
Right.
So I pay too much for my insurance. I should, especially for as much as I drive, I should probably. I mean, you could drop down to the minimum insurance, which would be like probably $100 every 6 months. But I'm paying $43 a month right now.
25%. I mean,
Yeah, $10.
right?
It says, but I
It's
have
worth it. Totally worth it.
I have collision on it and everything else, but even that I should drop.
They also teach you skills, right? Not that
Skills.
you don't know them already.
Hey,
Oh,
Justin,
Mike.
thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Justin's leaving?
He's working on the honey-do list.
Adios, brother. How's everything in your area, Paul? It's really sunny here.
Yeah, it's sunny here, but cold. 24 degrees.
We had wind all night that was really brutal. All night. Wind here was terrible. It was terrible. It was 30 to 50 miles per hour. Yeah, it was
Mean
bad.
49 CCs right there.
49. Ah.
Dude,
Man, I'll tell you that noise cancellation does a damn good job. 'Cause you can barely hear that.
look at that garage. Look at that beautiful Harley.
The Honda.
That's a Honda? Wait, no, that's a Harley. I mean, it's I mean, I've seen a lot of Hondas
Yeah.
that are very similar, and they're awesome bikes. And don't hate on them because they're awesome. I'm gonna go with the Harley Okay.
Oh no, I've seen
every day. I'm
yeah,
gonna go
I've
with the
s-
Harley.
I don't know. I've seen from what I've seen with the street, like if you want like a really nice, comfortable cruiser, I've always heard Gold Wings were the way to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gold. Yeah,
The top of the line Goldwing. Yep.
gold wings are great for this. They have reverse. They're amazing.
My
They
boss
really
has a
Yeah, you can
three-wheeler.
put a reverse on anything. You need
That's
reverse.
true. You
pussy.
can. That's
My,
true.
my boss has got one of
I
the
would much rather
trike.
have the Harley.
He
I'm
has
with
one of
Bill.
the trike
I
Gold
would
Wings. and
much
it's
rather
really
have
nice.
the Harley.
No, if you got a trike, reverse is a good idea because they weigh a bazillion pounds. And there's
Or
been
you're
times
towing
like
the trailer or something. Yes.
if you're not paying attention, you don't back into an incline.
Mhm.
There's been a couple of times that's like shit, and you wish you had it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Or
all they do- all
or
they do
towing
is
the trailer or something, or going camping. Yeah.
All they do is disengage your ignition and
Yeah.
and disengage your ignition and put and you have a reverse.
You
And you
sound
just
like
use
you're a
the
good
keys.
rider. How long you been riding?
No, not that long. Not that. They have a reverse. They use a starter motor to.
Yes, you do.
That's one way to do it, and you just use your starter motor to get it to where you need it. And that's that.
Yeah.
Not that long.
Yeah, my boss's
Maybe
trike
10
is
years.
really nice. He's got the Gold Wing one. And that's super.
Gold wings are very
Gold-
nice. You know,
Gold
that's-
wings are
that's-
awesome, awesome, awesome. They
That's the-
ain't from here. Okay.
That's the shirt. That's the
It's
shirt
a
and tie.
fact,
Upper middle class.
right?
know,
They're
if they're
not
looking
from
at-
here. Fact.
Look at me. I own a
It's a
bike.
fact. They're not bad. They're actually really nice bikes, especially if you want to go across the country. But if you want to be a real American, get a Harley for sure.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Chris, is Chris still here?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got?
A Yamaha Raider.
He's got that Raider, baby. What's that, 1800 cc bike, right?
Is that comfortable on long rides, Chris?
Oh yeah. That's a big bike. That's like this, except he's actually even got a bigger motor.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not riding no long rides.
I mean,
I
would
was
it be
gonna get a
comfortable
foreign
though?
bike. God, what's the name of it? They don't make them anymore. It's a supercharged bike. I have to think of the name of it.
Shit,
There's
my
a
fucking
supercharged foreign bike that I
my
would like
boss's
to have.
trike, dude. That looks like it's got goddamn recliners on it. It's got these big old bucket seats that you sit down in.
Man, that thing's got some sound to it.
Well,
Hey, you watch
at 70 miles an hour, you want some sound.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you'd be surprised. You could hear it clear as day. I mean, with that cowling on there, no problem. Even with the helmet on. I mean, it's 80 watts per channel, so I mean that's enough. Oh, Armin Cardin. You know,
80
there
watts
should
per
be a lot of
channel,
little
baby.
toys. I mean, I only spent $8,000 on this bike to because we bought it from a family friend.
I mean, that's
and
a good deal.
Yeah, well, it's still worth more than that now. But not a lot more. maybe 10,
It
8 to 10.
sounds like a good deal to me.
And I was only 7 years old when I bought it. So that was, it's been,
And it's a beautiful bike
so,
too,
so
so.
I've done,
got
I've
good
done well,
wheels.
but I haven't ridden it as nearly as much as I want. When I bought it, it only had 4,700 miles on it. And I don't even think I have 19 on it now. Let me see.
Keeping it safe, keeping it a collector's item. Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
There's a lot of these out there.
Okay. I'm not wrong.
There's a lot of these out there.
I know the trikes are very sought out. I mean, it took my boss like a couple
A
months
tri-
to find one.
yes, Justin, the Harley trikes go for 30 plus.
40.
They're not cheap. They are
No,
not
no, but
cheap
it's no.
at
By the
all.
time you're out the door, it's 40.
Yeah, you're right.
These are 30.
Well, I
They are
know my
so
boss was,
so expensive.
my
Yes.
boss was looking for that Goldwing for a couple months, and every time one
Even the
came up on the
Goldwings,
market,
yeah.
it would just sell so damn quick he couldn't even get a chance to get one. It took him a
Yep.
couple months to finally get his hands on one.
Mhm.
This bike in
Very,
2007
very
was about 23,000, 24,000. That's 2007.
Mhm.
Well, see, the problem was is my boss was driving a two-wheel Goldwing, but then he got diagnosed with really early Parkinson's.
Here we go.
So
Needs
it's
the
not,
3-wheel. Yeah.
it's not at the point now where he can't drive or anything yet.
Yeah, he
It's
needs
just
it.
slight little shaking in his hands, very slight. So the doctor said, just to be on the safe side, if you still want to ride, I'd rather you be on a trike. And so he went out and got rid of that Goldwing and then got the
I
trike
hope he's
Goldwing.
okay. No matter.
I mean,
what.
he's got diagnosed about a year ago and it's still just really slight shaking. I mean, you can barely notice it. So it's not progressed.
My dad got the trike and he hated it. He got rid of it. I tried to ride it. I thought I was going to fall off it because you keep trying to. They don't lean. Not even a
Yeah,
little.
it leans funny. Yeah.
It doesn't. No, they
Kind of
don't.
like have you ever ridden a bike with a sidecar? You can only go one way with it. It's both ways on a trike. Kinda.
Can't lean on
It
a
goes
trike.
both ways, kinda.
They don't lean at all. It's like a convertible.
It's like, yeah. Yep.
I helped my uncle put a sidecar on a motorcycle one time, and I'll tell you what, that is a bit of a pain in the ass because you have to get that thing
Yes.
lined up just right.
You can only go one way, and the other way it fights you.
But a
Let's go
guy,
around the block to the right 13 times. Oh boy. Right, Justin? You gotta go
I
around the block the
I
right
don't
way
know, I never
13 times.
drove it. I just, some guy bought a sidecar and wanted my uncle to install it, and I'll tell you what, just measuring it and getting it lined up correctly and make sure it was nice and straight, it was a
You
bit
can
of a pain
only
in the ass.
turn to the way of the sidecar a little. The other way you go perfectly turn. So like if it's on the left side, which it's normally on the left side, if you have to go right. You have to go right to make a left. Right to make a left. Like it's crazy, dude. You can make a left, but it has like a shock on it. So like when you turn left, it only turns so much. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Turn right too much, the thing goes up in the air.
I was
It's
I was
fucking
never
crazy.
into
It's crazy.
I was never really into street bikes. I always drove dirt bikes, so I don't really know. Well,
It's pretty crazy.
I've only ridden
Same
a
thing
couple
with
street
anyone who's
bikes.
ever towed a trailer behind a bike. It's nuts. It's like nothing you've ever done. Nothing you've ever done. It's crazy. It's like it slows you down and you can't turn perfectly. If anyone knows, they know.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
you're the mechanic. Got a thing going on my ignition switch. Occasionally, it doesn't want to start the bike. It did it just now. Which bike's been sitting for a while, but I heard that's an issue with these bikes. Eventually, it's either I don't know if it's a switch or if it's in the knob, in the ignition itself.
Sounds like it's probably in the switch, the contacts, when it's sitting for a while.
Yeah, probably getting dirty.
Most of the time, you just get in there and clean out the contacts and make sure everything's good. And that's the issue. Most of the time. So he's right. I don't know for sure though, you know. You have to look at something to figure out if it's right or not.
Some days it's gonna leave me somewhere and piss me off. I took a bunch of tries. I mean, and then once it, that's why I turned it off and back on again. It started right back up. So.
Right. Once the contacts are green, not the normal color, worry, right? Once it's like not, it doesn't look right. You always want to start there.
But
Corrosion.
it might be the ignition. It might be the ignition knob too.
Yeah.
Which they say they replaced those. Because I heard it click, like it wanted to start, but it didn't. So it was like the bike wasn't on.
Mhm.
I do this a few times, and then
Yeah.
then it starts.
Yeah, Marshall, that's the tribunal. That's the international tribunal that's doing that. It's not any particular country for war crimes.
What the hell's he talking about?
In the chat, Marshall put in there, watch the news. Russia's president has a warrant out for his arrest.
Oh, yeah,
Putin.
okay. I
For
thought
whose
it was.
arrest? Putin's arrest?
Yeah. But
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's the International War Crimes Tribunal that is just kind of,
Who's holding it? Moldova?
huh?
Who's holding it?
Yeah, that will never.
Oh, no,
come to
they haven't
fruition.
arrested him. They've issued an arrest warrant.
Right, but that will never come to fruition.
Never
so.
come to fruition.
It's just like over here, how the politicians do investigations on each other and none of them ever get arrested, but they spend millions of dollars investigating each other.
You're calling it international, but what countries are involved in that? Because I haven't heard anything about it. I mean, the United States probably isn't even in it.
I think it's through the United Nations.
Then would you have to be
A sub
involved?
thing, you know?
Yeah, but I'd like to know who's on the panel. I'd imagine China wouldn't do it. Here's something kind of cool I put on there. Here's this Kuryakin thing, because my wife's tiny and she sits up here. And although she doesn't like going on a bike, makes her nervous. But
She doesn't like to ride with you?
no, scares her.
Could it be the way you drive, Bill, or?
Well, I ride, first of all, young man. But anyway, this is kind of cool. It goes like this. And it goes like this. And she's got foot pegs up here.
Yeah,
So,
She can actually put her feet down because she was putting them on she was bending her knees and putting them on my fucking on my saddlebags. Like,
yeah.
nope, that's not gonna do. We're not gonna do that.
So- Bill, it was, in 1998, 60 countries signed after it was opened by signature by the United Nations. So yeah, it's something with the United Nations or.
Well, I
60
figured it was
countries.
United Nations, but what are they gonna do? They're gonna send, they're gonna send the Keystone cops into Russia and go pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Who's that? Is that Ed? No, who's that?
I think it was it.
Jokes.
Somebody's snoring.
Jokes. The only jokes. I'm with you guys.
That's Ed's way of saying I'm not interested.
Yeah. Kinda.
Man, it's just, God, it's filthy. All right, maybe this will be my project today. I'll wheel this out and clean it.
I love you guys, all of you. Don't think I don't. I do.
You say that now.
It's a fact.
As a man can love another man.
I mean, you're swagger, not a man. Okay, difference. Swagger, only swagger. Justin, this guy's got swagger. Okay, he's got his own channel with swagger.
Justin's
I like
got
it.
swagger. Okay.
I like it.
Well, I didn't know that he was the master of swagger.
I just think he's cool. That's it. I
Uh,
like his channel. I like his gaming. I'm a fan.
Justin, you got a fan, Justin?
TJ. Tell me
TJ.
TJ don't have any kind of swagger.
You
He
should go to,
does.
you should go to Justin's
He does.
OnlyFans site.
He does.
My OnlyFans site.
Yeah, isn't Bertha on that?
I think,
Yeah, it just
I think
was
you just-
actually.
I think you
Mhm.
just compared Justin to TJ.
No, I didn't. Not comparing.
You said both
No.
had swagger.
No, I mean they both have swagger, but not the same. Not the
Mhm.
same. Can't compare.
Oh, when
Can't
he
compare.
swaggers, it's a
Justin-
little different.
Justin's
He
way too
swaggers
cool.
like this.
Justin is way too cool.
Swaggers
Right?
back and forth.
Huh, huh.
Justin, you changed your name. The master of swagger. Good for you, Justin.
I mean, it's not a lie.
I mean, is that like a knighthood type of thing, Ed? Or
It
what?
should be. It should be. Right?
The master of Bader. That's why I need TJ in here to laugh at my stupid jokes.
I know. TJ. Hey! TJ, I love TJ so much. He's such a good dude. He's silly,
Okay.
but he's a good dude.
Really is.
David.
The master of swagger.
Okay, you want something? You want a treat? Do you?
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
a treat? Dance around for me. Dance
Oh,
around.
doggies!
Want a treat? Dance around.
What's up, guys?
Okay, dance around some more. Do it again. You want a treat? Dance around. Okay. All right, good girl.
Aww.
All right.
Looks like good doggies.
They like these things with the meat.
What's their
dried on.
names?
Bella and Mandy. There you go.
Bella and Mandy.
All right, but Bella needs me to pet her first if she won't take it. Look, see, she goes, she flattens out. All right, take it. There you go. Mandy, come here. Let me-
Bo and
All right.
Tyson's pup box just came yesterday. They got some new treats.
Now they're happy.
We all got at least one pet. Most of us have dogs, and I think what's her name? David's girl has
Laura
cats.
has birds.
Laura has birds. Well, they both have birds, but they have cats too, don't they?
No,
No,
No. Somebody I
the-
know. Somebody
and the-
has cats. I
the
thought.
bird thing is actually more of David's passion than, not to say Laura's not passionate about it.
Who
but
has the cats? Somebody has cats. I thought.
Well, he is Birdman, so yeah.
Yeah, but he's definitely the one that got her into all the bird stuff and everything. That
Okay.
was.
I just want to get it. I just want to get it right because I don't want to say it wrong. You guys know more than I do.
JD is calling the live stream. He says, "Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
about to
watching. Not much going on."
go. Yeah, I'm about to go to
Yeah.
myself.
So I'm gonna call it, guys. Thanks for being in here, Ed,
I'll
Justin,
see you guys later.
For
Chris,
real.
and
Later,
Bill.
everyone.
Take
All
care,
right, bro.
everybody. We'll see all
Love
of you
you guys.
again
I'll see you soon.
later. Yep.
Good day, guys.
Bye for now. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.